Yes, sir. Go ahead, man.
Hey, man.
Yo, why do you do that? Hi. You gonna do the old Tyler Bate? What did he used to do? He just used to come out, just wave at everybody.
Oh, actually,
Tyler Bate.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Are we done? How do you say thanks, guys?
Oh, that's how Tony Khan always begins all of his promos. He's just, thanks, guys.
Oh, Jesus.
He always thanks you.
First of all, your eyes aren't wide enough to be Tony. You need to be like, thanks, guys. So tonight on Dynamite, Jesus Christ, you saw me try to blink there. Oh my God, that hurt.
Yo, what is going on? It is your boy Vernon Somoza.
Tell them who you are, bro. I feel like I haven't done that in a while.
I am have I this year? Not yet. I don't think 2023 I've yet, but
you haven't. You did last in August of
yeah, last August. So currently not so far, but
we're gonna need you at that NRG show soon.
Gonna have to make a show soon.
Yeah.
A wrestling manager,
director of talent and operations.
Director of talent and operations for NRG. Yeah, I got a couple of promos I got to cut. And beyond that, just a pontificator, a thinker, a opiner on this wonderful thing of wrestling.
Hold on.
Sir.
You called yourself a pontificator.
Yes. Did I misuse that word?
I don't know. I just Googled
I was like, it sounded
I don't know that word.
It sounded appropriate. My mind said go.
So you're if you're calling yourself a pontificator.
Yeah. What am I?
Negative.
Okay. Ooh.
It says
okay.
express one's opinions in a way considered annoyingly pompous and dogmatic.
Ooh.
So like holier than thou almost, right? That's what dogmatic is.
Kind
right?
of like that we know we're talking about.
Wow.
I mean, that kind of is. I kind of think that is our thing, though. No, is the fact
that
we
annoyingly
say
pompous though?
We do say it with our chest out, though.
I'll take it. So we're the pontificators of pro wrestling. I like it.
I mean, hey, no one's look for the audience that we have. I can say it with my chest out.
Shout out to 20 subscribers, by the way. We got up 20 subscribers.
Road
to 50 subs. I can't wait.
Hey, the road to 50 is climbed one sub at a time. Vernon Somoza.
Yeah, finish what you were saying. Sorry.
What's happening, y'all?
I'm going wrong by damn wrong.
And to my covered
proverbial. By my up here. They gotta see it. Ow.
My boy
Frank Champion.
What's happening?
You never have to say who we are and where we're from. And shout out to the big boss man.
Oh, I was gonna do
this time. I'm right. You definitely did.
I know I didn't do it that time. This time I figured I was gonna let you introduce yourself. Then I was gonna do it at the summation to kick us off.
Okay. I love that we're doing this live and we just don't even talk about it.
Sure.
Even though we've been talking for about an hour.
You have pointed out we are on the Sandbox Podcast Network. Shout out to the big boss man.
Shout out to the big boss man.
So now I'm myself. We are the Pay Window Podcast. This is episode 35. Colliding in the Bank's Forbidden Doors.
You like
and
that
if you're listening to these sweet, sweet sounds or watching us, perhaps
sultry. Use the word sultry when you talk about our
sultry sounds.
Sweet, sultry sounds.
Sweet, sultry sounds on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, and Stitcher.
I will say one thing. We got put over by a New England legend manager, Kevin Castro. He had heard a couple of our episodes because Shay was on it. So Shay was giving it to people to listen. And he goes, man, I could listen to Frank and Vernon talk all day. Their voices are so smooth.
Hey,
so
I'll take that.
That's one thing we got going for us.
Hey, shout out to Kevin Castro.
Yeah.
Big ups.
Big ups. He's managed me. You've managed me. I love me some Castro. Love me some Vernon Somoza. I got a question for you, Vern.
Frank Champion. What's happening?
It was very it's unrelated to professional wrestling, but I got a question for you. I saw a couple of the podcasts ask this question, and I had to ask you this question, sir.
Shoot.
So when we're not doing that, we do this twice a week, right? We do this twice a week. No, every other week, not twice a week. We don't do this twice a week because that would be we'd be at like episode
we'd be
at like episode 140 by now or something like
that. Correct.
Okay.
We do it bi-weekly.
Okay. So and we talk normally via text
Every day. Yeah.
almost every day. Okay. When we don't do this show, do you think about me?
Yeah, because I guess I wake up and I think what will you can think about what I'm texting you, and I consider what are you what's your opinion going to be on whatever I'm sending you. So yeah,
Okay.
and in the context of when I wake up, right? I wake
Mhm.
up, I go through my usual social media things, which at this point in my life only consists of Reddit. So I just cruise Reddit, go
You're
to my
lucky if that's all you have for social media. In
well,
all
that's it. I
honesty,
mean, that's all I use. That's all I've used for the last
I'm getting sick of all of mine, to be honest.
maybe like 15 years now.
I was about
Yeah.
to say, yeah, you got out of the
I
Facebook
got out
game
of
early.
Facebook
You didn't
before
have
like video hit
Instagram.
Facebook. Yeah, I've never had
Yeah.
I had an little known fact. I had an Instagram when Instagram was around within like the first couple of months it was released. I had an account.
So when all Instagram was you scrolling through a bunch of people's food, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I
Okay.
posted a video of I think a pair of sneakers or something, or a
Mm,
video of an outfit. That was it. And then I deleted my
yeah.
Instagram soon after because I was just like, yeah, I'm never going to use this. Posting pictures. I was like, I don't care about pictures that much.
Ugh.
And little did I know what Instagram would turn into.
Yeah, look at it now. And it's
Yeah.
Facebook or
So
Meta.
I've never done it, never done TikTok, any of those things. So
So that's your only social media is Reddit. Sorry to
it's
take
Reddit.
you on a
So
tangent.
all that to say,
Mhm.
I wake up, I search it, and then so when I see an article, I see a hot take, and I'm just like, oh man, what's Frank gonna
What's
think
Frank
about
gonna say?
this? I do. So I think about that. So I guess I think
Huh.
about it in the context of wrestling, in the context of your opinion, and will you laugh? I giggle because I think, oh, you're just gonna make you get mad.
Can't wait to trigger him. Yeah.
Correct. I can't wait to hear
Jerk.
your reaction, or I'll be listening to a podcast because I call you sometimes. I mean, right? That's the other times when I'll call you, I'll be like, hey, and I'm like, let's talk for an hour because like I just heard this thing and I have an
Yeah.
idea about it and what do you feel about it?
Yeah, you make my
Um
Fridays go by pretty quick when I'm at work
so
and you
right,
call
so
me.
so yeah, so I guess I do in that respects.
Okay.
But
I mean, it's mutual. I wouldn't say
yeah,
it's not
that's what I'm
because,
saying. I think in the context of the show, I think about you, but I guess I don't think about you outside of the context of of wrestling, of the thing that we hold in common.
well, yeah, I mean, if you think about it. So again, we're totally unrelated to wrestling right now. We're just talking life pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
We've known each other since
it's
1996 or 95,
yeah,
right?
sixth grade. Yeah,
Sixth grade. So sixth grade started in 95, ended in 96. We're almost known each other for 30 years now. We have known each other for the
get out
majority
of
of our
here.
lives. You think about
95.
it. 95, 96,
Brother,
right?
the greatest year of pro wrestling. Well,
Oh, that's the
96,
wrong
but
theme.
yeah.
That's the
But
wrong theme. Sorry.
but
That's not
either
the
way,
that's the knockoff theme.
wow.
If you think about it,
95. Wow.
95 was the best of the Super Juniors, right? One of the best ones ever, right?
Yeah.
Benoit,
Yeah,
Jericho.
that was 94, 94,
Oh, that was
95.
94. It almost made me cry
94.
watching it, just to let
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, 94. Yeah, I know.
God. So no, yeah,
Wow.
to say this, we know each other for 30 years. It'd be weird not to have you in my brain, like, especially when it comes to wrestling. I'm not talking like, oh, I'm doing something with my wife. Oh, let me text Vern and tell him what happened. It's like I see something in wrestling, I go, oh my God, I gotta show Vern this. Let's see what Vern's gonna say about this. So okay, yeah, that's what I figured. I heard it on a podcast, and I was like, I'm gonna ask that the next time we
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
show
no,
and see
because
exactly.
again, I suspect because sometimes I guess like we do on the pre tapes, right? The pre-show where you and I are just chatting and just warming up, like, and
Yeah,
we warm up our vocals. I mean, pretty much we just chit chat about every other thing, and when we come to a point, it's like, okay, avoid the
we should
subject.
start. Yeah,
Well,
yeah, we go stop because we're gonna talk about it, and
yeah.
whenever we
So I mean,
start.
you figure that's what it is, right? We text in place of having the long drawn out conversation because texting sometimes is just not as thorough as being able to share this whole thing.
Yeah, well, texting is good because we can share a thought we have instantly,
Correct.
and even if you don't respond instantly, that
Oh,
thought I gave you is still there,
sure.
and you can react whenever you want.
Like me during Collision,
Oh,
where I live tweeted my reaction to the show, and I was just like,
I started, but then I started doing the basketball podcast
yeah,
with the big boss man
yeah.
on TSPN. Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to the big boss man.
Never Tuck Your Town TV. Little plug there, little plug there. And it was on, so it was on the screen, And I was like, I gotta see it. I'm not paying attention. It's all good, whatever. So I watched it in its entirety today, from start to finish, uninterrupted, semi-interrupted, at some points.
Sure.
But we'll talk about that in depth today because I figured it's the first show of Collision. We have to talk about it. As if we went in depth with Impact Wrestling for 12 weeks, I think we could do Collision some justice.
Sure.
And throw AEW a bone.
Yeah. No. I mean, hey, look, right? Was it 2 shows ago where we both agreed that just like AEW just really hasn't been a topic of conversation for us? We just haven't. Neither one of us has paid much attention to it.
Right. And we said how big of a month this is. We're almost through this month already. And
pay-per-view this weekend, and they just added 5 matches since this morning.
5? Probably like 7, sir.
Yeah. So
we'll get to that too. So.
A lot has happened in the world of AEW, but before we get to AEW,
okay, here goes the segue. 11 minutes in, W timing.
Yeah, man. Let's jump on this news article that's come out. Something we talked about, I believe.
Oh, hold on.
Either in passing, maybe offline, we chatted about this, but this was a news thing that caught our attention around the time we were discussing Collision, I believe. Not Collision.
Yeah. No. We were talking about Underground.
Underground. Thank you. MLW Underground. And that they had a lawsuit against WWE. And weird thing that they're on live TV, and live TV's a property of Peacock. And it would be blacked out. Or excuse me, of Reels. And Reels is streamed on Peacock. And during the times that MLW would be shown, it would not be shown on Peacock.
It wouldn't show on Peacock because that's the E. That's the deal they signed with the
none of that doesn't make sense to me, but apparently a judge and they cited a bunch of different things in the original case, which I think we talked about. Or we talked about offline anyway.
I think we talked offline about that.
But basically a lot of the stuff that he used was and a lot of the original stuff that the original case was going to be dismissed was all conjecture and based off Dave Meltzer and fictitious income amounts that AEW didn't get, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And so that was the whole thing that was a big joke. Well, apparently they got their stuff in order, and it presents this news article. Sir.
Okay, so I have 2 right now because I realized the one I tagged is from March, which is pretty much around the time where all this happened, late February, early March. Yeah. That's the one I tagged at first.
Oh, okay. But
I found the Fightful one from recently.
Correct.
The one that the most, because WWE was like, come on, these guys can't be serious. Just throw this one out. But we'll get to that.
That's what it is. And that's what's made the news that WWE tried to get it thrown out, and the judge said no.
The judge was like, no, they're good. They're good.
This has merit.
I'm gonna read the one from March first. This is from postwrestling.com. This was on March 7th, 2023, this year. From Andrew Thompson. While you sip, let me sip. Hold on. I did that on purpose. That's ASMR for the audio listener right there. That's going to be so loud when I do the edit. Okay, here we go. It says, this is by Andrew Thompson. I think I just said his name. MLW files amended lawsuit against WWE. Alleges WWE blocked companies from venues, encouraged talent to opt out of deals. Okay. It says MLW has filed an amended lawsuit against WWE and accused a sports entertainment company of blocking companies out, among other allegations. A new suit filed by MLW in early February when Major League Wrestling's antitrust. Oh, that was the first one in February, and that one got dismissed. Okay, okay.
I remember us discussing that.
So one got dismissed,
like a joke almost, because it was all the things they cited was just Twitter stuff.
So all of that one got dismissed, and now Court Bauer came back a second time in March, a couple of weeks later, maybe like a month later. Okay, so here we are. And when Major League Wrestling's antitrust lawsuit against WWE was dismissed, the organization's CEO, Court Bauer, immediately responded by noting that he had his legal team working on amending the complaint, which they had 21 days to complete. Along the way, Peacock struck a deal with the Reels channel, which included their live linear feed. That feed carries MLW Underground at 10 p.m., but due to WWE having exclusivity with Peacock in the wrestling category, MLW's programming does not air on that feed. Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics obtained the amended suit from MLW that was filed on March 6th. The filing reads that WWE is violating the Sherman Antitrust Act. Let me Google that real quick while we go. The Sherman Antitrust Act in regards to the U.S. market for pro wrestling media content. It is added that exclusivity agreements like the WWE Peacock deal that prevent the service from presenting non-WWE related wrestling content are not the norm. Okay. Elsewhere in the suit, it is alleged that Paul Triple H Levesque contacted Madison Square Garden in 2018 to encourage the venue to cancel an event hosted by New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor, which was eventually held. I remember that part. Which was eventually held in 2019, titled G1 Supercard. But that's hearsay, sir. Okay. MLW added that WWE blocked All Elite Wrestling from running the Heritage Bank Center in Cincinnati, Ohio in 2019 and pre-pandemic 2020. On the talent front, MLW alleged that then WWE executive Canyon I'm going to say it the way I see it. Canyon Seaman. I'm going to say Seaman. Encouraged Swerve Strickland to opt out of his MLW deal to join WWE. The organization believes there was similar situation concerning Harry Smith, aka Davey Boy Smith Jr. Another point MLW raised to prove how tasking it is to compete with WWE is that AEW has yet to be profitable since launching this in 2019. Both MLW and WWE have been contacted by WrestleNomics. Okay, whatever. Okay, so the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890 is a United States antitrust law which prescribes the rule of free competition among those engaged in commerce. It was passed by Congress and is named after Senator John Sherman, its principal author. So that's saying you can't monopolize something. And the WWE, in a way, is trying to monopolize the game. But they're not. They're not, but I can see why he's trying to say they are. But they're not when you really think about it. Because it's just like, hey, so we're going to talk about this one, then we're going to go to this one, the next article. Because it's like, hey, court's like, boo-hoo, I wanted my wrestling on this streaming service, but Vince signed the deal first, and I'm not allowed to broadcast. Pshaw, I'm suing. That's what I got out of that article. Mm-hmm. And the WWE was just like, well, we signed the deal. What do you want from us? It's kind of like, you know what I can compare this to? And it's, you know me, I'm a gamer. You know what I can compare this to? When EA bought the exclusivity rights for third-party simulation games for Madden, for NFL. No other company can make AAA simulation football games using the NFL license. There's no other. After NFL 2K5 came out and they sold it for $20, and they started to take money away from Madden, EA was like, okay, we need to sign an exclusivity deal, so we are the only ones that can make Madden. That was in 2004. Madden 2024 is about to come out, and there still is no other football game that is allowed. So if those dudes are being able to do it for 20 years in the gaming industry, how come the E can't say you can't run Peacock, any wrestling on Peacock but us? I don't see anything wrong with that. What say you, Vernon, before I go to this next lawsuit allegation here?
I think that. So are you going to read the updated article? Are you going to read the updated?
I'm going to read the updated one. I'm going to read the one.
I think that I will reserve because I can agree with what you're saying, but I think the updated article is necessary
for your full take. Okay,
for the full take. Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll read this next one before we get into it. I just wanted to recap what I read, so because that's what I'm getting. Because this is me really like finally getting into it. Okay, so this is from Fightful. Shout out to Fightful. You know, I stay ragging on the dirt sheets, but shout out to Fightful. They've been holding us down the last few shows.
I just want you to notice, who was the first source you used?
Postwrestling.com.
Who's the second source?
Fightful.
I think in a way it demonstrates to you how serious it was. That's how serious people took it. That first article was how serious that new. It was all the fringe websites were picking up that story and using it. This new one is much more serious, and that's why I said I want you to hear this one first.
Sure.
You react to it. So
okay,
go ahead. Read Fightful's article versus Playmat Wrestling account.
Yeah.
Dungeon.org.
Reddit basement.org .net.com .gov. Okay, Fightful.com's Gisberto Guzzo Gisberto Guzzo on June 19th, 2023, which was, as of right now, 2 days ago, because I think I remember you sending this to me. MLW's attorneys defeat motion to dismiss amended lawsuit against WWE. Big man Izzy decided to just lay on the ground next to me instead of being on the couch. Okay. MLW's attorneys defeat motion to dismiss amended lawsuit against WWE. Starts with score one for MLW. MLW is currently locked in a legal battle with WWE. The lawsuit asserts that WWE monopolized and attempted to monopolize the market for the sale or licensing of media rights to professional wrestling events in the United States. In a new statement issued by Kazowitz Benson Torres, LLP, it was announced that WWE's motion to dismiss MLW's amended suit has been denied. As a result, MLW's claims will now proceed to discovery. From MLW, this is a whole quote here. Kasowitz defeats motion to dismiss MLW's media antitrust suit against World Wrestling Entertainment. For immediate release, New York, New York. Kazowitz Benson Torres, on behalf of the professional wrestling promotion company MLW Media, has defeated and motioned to dismiss MLW's amended complaint asserting federal antitrust and state law unfair competition claims against World Wrestling Entertainment for monopolizing and attempting to monopolize the market for the sale or licensing of media rights to professional wrestling events in the United States. MLW's claims will now proceed to discovery. In denying the motion, Judge Edward J. Davila, U.S. District Court, Northern District of California, held that MLW had sufficiently alleged all four elements of antitrust claims: relevant market, market power, anti-competitive conduct, and antitrust injury, and declined to dismiss the state law claims. Mark E. Kasowitz stated, quote, "We are pleased that Judge Davila's well-reasoned opinion and look forward to recovering to the substantial damages that MLW has suffered as a result of WWE's many years of egregious anti-competitive behavior," end quote. The Kasowitz Benson Torres team representing MLW Media is led by partner Mark E. Kasowitz and includes partners Christine A. Montenegro, Nicholas A. Rendino, and Jason S. I'm going to butcher it, Takanuchi. On June 15th, San Jose Judge Edward J. DeVille, I thought it was something else, DeVille of the United States Supreme Court, the United States District Court, Northern Division of California, issued a 14-page ruling. It's linked? No, it's the same. Okay. Shooting down WWE's motion attempting to dismiss the amended version of MLW's lawsuits against the company. Fightful will continue to update fans on the lawsuit as more is known. Okay, McDivitt's got to go to work. Jerry's got to work, baby. All right, Vern Bocci. So we heard both articles. We now know that the amended version that the E tried to get dismissed has been denied. They've hit all 4 points saying that it is an antitrust issue. What say you? I'm going to let you start with this one.
So when you hear the first article, it's laughable. And you, like you said, when he brings up the AEW stuff, you go, what are you talking about?
Right.
Now, when they throw it out and you hear they got 21 days, you laugh because, so basically they got 21 days that they're not going to do anything. MLW comes back on the final day the thing is due, and they hand in a brief that has merit. It hits all 4 points. I'm interested to see where it goes.
So I don't know if you finished your take.
No, I'm good. I'm good right there. I'm just saying. I'm just in terms of a take. I mean, I felt like you. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't see where it's a monopoly.
Yeah.
But at the same token, okay, this is interesting because MLW presents an angle on this apparently that we're not seeing. And a judge is compelled enough to say, okay, let's see this thing play out. Let's see if this goes somewhere, right? I think this has some legal merit. So I'm definitely interested to see what could they discover, because it would be interesting to find that if WWE intentionally was like, they can't be on anything. If Reels was like, we need to run them because they're on our property, and WWE was like,
no, sorry, buddy. That's no, you're deaded. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say the fact that it's going to Discovery, that means people are gonna start getting deposed, right? You gotta start getting some depositions. People are gonna have to answer
Documents
some
got to start
questions.
getting exchanged.
Okay, so before, like I said, that just like you said, that first article, I was kind of like, what are y'all? What y'all are reaching? It's a reach.
Super reach.
Y'all
Super
are
reach.
reaching. Talking about the fact that he was trying to beef up the lawsuit by mentioning other promotions. It's like, why are you mentioning these other promotions when you don't hear Tony talking about these guys are a monopoly? Because even though they haven't turned a profit yet, which I mean, it's a big company. Most big companies don't turn profits for years before they even can consider themselves profitable.
Tony's passion thing is not a publicly traded company.
It doesn't matter. It
Doesn't
doesn't
have
matter
to
if they're
turn a
profitable.
profit.
So why would you even bring that up? The fact that
Thank
you
you.
brought that up, I was like, okay, that's dumb. But the
Doesn't
fact that
have
the
to make money.
judge, but the fact that now a new judge is kind of like, okay, these guys kind of making it make sense. Let's see where this goes. And WWE's got to be like, oh, well, I guess we got to bring out the team to help take care of these things. It's like,
Do you think
okay,
Jerry McDivitt? Do you really see Jerry McDivitt?
does he still represent?
He's Vince's personal lawyer. I don't know if Jerry McDivitt is going to be involved in this thing, man.
Is this him, Pennsylvania?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
since
think
1987. Oof.
yeah, he only
Look at
handles
him.
Vince's personal law. I don't think he handles Vince's
Have you ever seen Jerry McDivitt?
yeah, of course, on the
Look at this
dark side of
guy.
the ring.
Look at this guy.
Come on, man.
My gosh.
This guy
Jerry
became one
McDivitt.
of the most knowledgeable people on steroids to win that trial. He learned
Right.
everything there is about steroids. It's crazy. It's crazy, the whole story.
Yeah, it's absolutely
Anyway,
nuts. But no, I mean, I know we don't have a lot to say. Now it's wait and see because this was as fresh as 2 days ago. Now it's wait and see. This stuff can take forever. Nothing might not happen for a whole
absolutely,
year.
absolutely, yes.
But let's say MLW wins the case, right? And what's more than likely is going to happen? Let's be honest. What more than likely is going to happen? They're going to settle out of court. They're going to pay up, and it's going to be a done deal.
Which every person with an opinion or a piece on this has, from the beginning, I think anyone with two eyes could say, yeah, it kind of seems like y'all just want the bag
Want some
because
ducats?
you're alleging that they kept you off this channel and that severely harmed your product.
Okay, let me just say something.
Man.
Let me just say something real quick. What happened? You good?
Yes, I just had a thought of someone who said the same thing against the Fed, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, but he just
Okay, let's
popped into
not.
my
Let's not then.
mind. It's just
Okay.
yeah, it's about a certain person who we can't name, but
Okay.
he alleged that he used to get 75 to 100 million impressions a month. And then since the Fed has sent their their social media reach, he no longer gets the 75 to 100 million impressions a month that he used to.
Okay.
And that they've somehow
I was gonna say,
they
let's
blocked
keep it off there.
but it's wild because he says
I'm
all
gonna
this.
put in a
It's
private
on
chat.
his his channel, and he says all this. Like, so this is the thing is like I'm not like this is not me just making it up. Like this is the things that he's put out there for the universe. Like, yo,
I'm making a note of it in
yes,
our
you've
chat.
got to read this because the fact that we're talking about this is wild because he's alleged that the machine is actively worked against him because he gets 75 to 100 million impressions.
And
Now
this
he
is
doesn't.
somebody we know personally.
No. This
Oh.
is the man that won't be named because he'll come for you if you name him.
Yes.
Yes.
Him.
Hashtag free him. He's created his
Okay.
own hashtag that says
Oh.
hashtag free because he said he's in the social media jail and he's alleging that
I remember we just saw that. Oh,
and he's
God.
trying to, I'm not saying he's trying to connect himself to this, but I'm just saying allegedly in the last couple of days, as this story is picking up a little steam, he's
He's
come
trying to
out and
catch
said
on.
that he also is a victim.
Let me catch on that wagon real quick. Wait a second.
He's a victim of this invisible hand that the Fed has that has kept him from getting his usual 75 to 100 million impressions.
So you're saying he can't feed no more?
He doesn't make money on. He says he hasn't get paid on TikTok. I believe since a couple of years ago they stopped sending him checks. Doesn't know
Well, that's
why.
because TikTok though. You don't make money on TikTok like that. But
He doesn't know why. All right, I didn't. I'm not. Don't you hit me with your logic, sir.
I'm sorry.
Repeating.
I'm sorry.
Repeating.
You're repeating what the man said. He who shall not be named.
He doesn't get checks no more. Doesn't see that YouTube money no more. Doesn't get the impressions on Instagram no more.
Guess it's time to start bumping again.
I'm just saying. He says that he knows for a fact his numbers. He has proof. He has the data. His numbers went drastically down. He can pinpoint the day and time.
Okay, hold on now.
So I'm just saying.
Here's what I was gonna say.
Crazy that he came up within the last couple of days. And he's like, "Yo, I'm a victim too."
By the way, hey, me too, guys. Hey, me too. But here's what I was gonna say. So here's what I'm gonna say. So MLW's claim is like, well, we are supposed to be on Reels. Reels runs on the Peacock streaming service. Okay, so you have Peacock, right?
Correct.
I can't fire up Peacock because Peacock has like a block once I put it on. Once I'm live streaming some. Actually, hold on. We're not live streaming anything. So maybe
might cut you off. Yeah.
It might still cut me off. I'm not trying to steal anything. Okay, it says something went wrong. Okay, that was quick. Hold on. With Puss in Boots over here. Something went wrong.
Yeah, I probably won't. I probably will block
it. Probably won't because I'm streaming. That's probably why. That's probably their way of blocking it. But not streaming, but recording through the internet. And they won't allow you to do that. So Peacock has a separate section where it's like channels. And you can watch TV, but you're watching there's a Keeping Up with the Kardashians channel. And it's just a marathon of all the Keeping Up with Kardashians. You can watch Judge Judy.
There's some content-specific channels and some that stream like that channel, like the Hallmark channel. My mom loves it.
And like the Hallmark channel's on that, right? Or like some like NBC News is on there. NBC Sports, stuff like that. So Reels is one of those channels. Let me be 1,000% honest with you, Vern. Nobody watches that stuff, bro.
I watch Live PD. Live PD is addicting. It's on Reels.
We are wrestling fans. We as wrestling fans, I think we are the most loyal to television programming.
Yeah.
If it's like wrestling is going to be on at this time on this channel at this hour. I said this time already.
We're creatures of
We're
habit.
going to flock. We're going to flock to that.
Yeah.
And you will see an influx in the ratings, which an influx in viewership. I'll say that for that time frame for that channel. Think about when TNA lost their Spike deal and with the Destination America. I ain't never heard of Destination America until TNA went there. And I was like,
yeah,
TNA and Ring of Honor on Destination America? Sign me up. And I started watching it on Thursday nights or whatever night it was. And now I'm watching Destination America. I'm DVRing Destination America. I've never done that before. And once the TNA got off the air and Ring of Honor was off that air, I stopped watching Destination America. It's how we are. Now, I'm saying that to say, don't get me wrong. I'm sure people would have flocked to MLW to watch Underground on Reels. But I feel like that's a tough argument to make. To be like, well, we weren't able to make any money on Peacock's streaming service because the E stopped us. When you turn on Peacock, it is literally one of the top categories on Peacock. It'll be like home, your list, search, continue watching WWE. Like it's the only one that has it. Yeah.
It's
there's like sports.
Yeah, it's sports, movie, TV, movies,
right?
WWE.
TV, WWE. I skipped all those guys, but you know what I mean. There's like the sports one where they have the live sports streaming. Then their TV, which has all their stuff and the stuff they show on actual television. The movies they have licensed, and then it's the E. I don't know any other streaming service that has that like that, where they have
that isn't their own dedicated streaming service.
Right. They pretty much took the WWE network and said, okay, we're going to put it on ours, is what I'm saying. I still don't think, even if the WWE said, yeah, let them come on at 10 o'clock at night on Reels on that channel, I don't think they would see a growth in viewership because everybody sees Peacock and they think WWE for the most part as wrestling fans. Because I didn't get a Peacock until I heard the sale of the WWE network
Right.
is going to Peacock, and I was like, wait, I can get it for $5 less, and
Get all
I'm
this
still gonna
extra
get all
stuff.
the same stuff, and then I get TVs and movies. Sign me up. Sign me up. I'm with it,
Yep.
Jack. I'm with it, Jack. So
Grandfathered in. Yep.
right, I feel like all right, okay, they got some legs to stand on, obviously, because the judge was like, all right, let's see what they got. I just don't know how far it gets, and I think ultimately the WWE is just gonna be like, bro, how much, bro? Hold on, let me get my wallet. How much you need? And what's it? What do they call it right now? TKO. TKO. They're gonna be like, come on, bro. All right, how much you need, Jack? 1 mil, 3 mil, and all I know is
You think they're cutting millions? You think they're gonna cut millions?
Of course,
millions.
of course, it's gone to Discovery. Okay, so
Millions?
once they get all their evidence, there's gonna be a dollar amount. What do you think? What do you think if they were going to
500K?
No,
I don't see million. I see 750K max.
They're gonna be. They're come on. If Raka Khan
750K got her case thrown out. Got her case thrown out.
Okay, that's fine. But if Raka Khan could come up with some nonsense number, you don't think that MLW can come up with an outlandish number to prove by saying, "Hey, think of another one, Dr. Dre's wife. I need mad millions a month just so I could salvage my phone bill. I could salvage my groceries. The kids got to eat." And she said she needed like a certain amount of million a month. Like, come on. Like, how much is your phone bill? 300,000? Who you calling? Australia? During peak hours? Come on, bro. So I'm telling you, MLW is going to come up with some good number. What do we do when we, as humans, right? We aim high. So when they try to go low at us, it's all right. It's a number we're comfortable with. We would never go, okay, I want this number, because then they're going to be like, well, how about this number? You aim high so you can get the number you actually want. This is what MLW is going to try to do. I'm telling you.
So I'm just saying, I don't see a universe where MLW seriously asks for some millions, and they don't settle for a couple of 100K.
Think about it. This is what they can use, right? And then we'll move on from this topic.
Please.
We'll get to Remix. MLW Underground was for 10 episodes, right? And then that whole thing came out where they were like, E said, nah, you're deaded. Can't even use you on Peacock. What's the point? We're not going to renew. What if the E said, forget it? You guys can show them. And they renewed, right? That's lost money for MLW. They can say that. Who knows how long we could have been running on Reels and making money off of that content. So they can use that and say whatever dollar amount they want. I'm no lawyer. I am no lawyer. I did not pass the bar exam. I just watch a lot of true crime documentaries, and I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night.
Let's go.
Bro, all I'm saying is they're going to try to get some big ducats. They're going to settle out of court, and MLW is going to get a W makeover and look like a top 3 promotion in the United States. I know that for sure, bro.
That would be funny, actually.
It'll be the AEW, MLW. As far as production value, watch, I'm telling you. Any last things you want to say before we move on?
I look forward to see where this thing goes.
It might be, again, it might be like a year or two before we even start talking about this again.
Hey,
we'll see. It'll probably be like
to the next conversation.
Right.
We got 38 minutes out of us, like 20 minutes out of 2 articles. So why not?
Right. Exactly. All right. So let's talk about what we talked about the last time we were here. Remix.
Yes.
The site is live. I'm going to put it on. Okay. I'm going to put it on the Stream. Okay. So Remix is on. It says, oh, they have like a live. Okay. Hold on. Let me just boot it up. I booted it up earlier. When you type in remix.tv, which is WREMIX. Oh, let's start this way. For people who don't know who the hell we talking about, how about that? Because people are like, what the hell is this remix thing they talking about? If you didn't hear it, go back to the last episode, RIP Iron Cheek, episode 34. It was a good one. I had fun on that one. 3 hour Jimmy.
Me
too. We talked about this streaming service that popped up in the sheets about the show, this TV, fast is what they called it. Free, I forgot. Streaming something.
Free advertising.
Free advertise. Something. I can't remember now. But it's free content for the wrestling fan. It's called Remix. I think you weren't. You said, this wasn't really a big deal. I was like, this is just good because it's more. There's more now. I feel eventually the stuff's gonna get oversaturated, but hey, it's another place for professional wrestlers to be seen. So sure, why? I don't mind it. So now it's funny because now it's on right now. So here we are. It wasn't live when we were on June 7th when we recorded. Our show came on June 12th, but now it is live as of June 17th. Now remember when I signed up that day, I did it live on the air. They were like, "Oh, we'll send you a message. We'll send you an email to let you know when it's live."
Actually, I just think I never got the email.
I never got the email either. I checked because I did it on our pay window email. Our pay window email. I'll tell you right now. I have it right here. Somebody subscribed to us on the 14th. Shout out Daphne Lawrence. She subscribed to us. And Randy Scarborough. They signed up. They did it on June 7th. So W's for them. I got his stream stack. Welcome to Remix. I don't have another email from them at all. I'm gonna check spam. No emails in spam. So
I guess
they never sent the email to be like, "Hey,
they must have built up a big email list just to get email lists.
Just to get email lists and so they already screwed up there by not even telling us, "Hey,
following up." Okay.
Follow up, right. Okay. Wait, no, I'm not inviting guests. I'm hitting the wrong button. Present. Okay, share screen. I'm gonna pop up Remix. So here's Remix, my friend. And the first you weren't looking. The first shot the viewer at home just saw was just butt cheeks. You just missed it. You were looking down. So Vern, the promotions they have on here are Defy, Enjoy Wrestling, and PCW Ultra, I believe. They're doing a live stream tomorrow. As of right now, it's 11:26 on June 21st. Tomorrow, they're doing a live premiere of a Defy show, and I told you I was going to watch it. So starting from tomorrow, it's going to be wrestling. So Defy tomorrow, and then SmackDown, and I guess Rampage if it's on at normal time. And then Saturday, we've got Forbidden Door. Wait, no, Saturday we have Collision and Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank during the day, Collision on Saturday night, and then Sunday night we have Forbidden Door. So lots of wrestling coming up. So I'm gonna watch the premiere of this, and I'll react to you. I'll probably be sending you messages. And I mean, first impressions I got, I'm gonna show you the interface. Check the interface out. First impressions I got, I was like, okay, this is cool. As soon as you come on,
IWTV.
It's not like IWTV because IWTV just gives you a heads up display of everything. Yeah. This is all we have to offer. This is more like ProWrestling.tv, where it's like, here's your feed. Here's your feed of what we're playing right now. And I think this is what's coming up next. Or you can pick it and watch right now. So like, see, Odyssey, really? Battle Royal. I don't know what that is. Defy Now, episode 62, episode 63. So I think this is all playing. So this is going to play. And if I left this on, it would just continue on. If you scroll down, this is what they have here.
Okay. You can pick a show. Okay.
So you can then pick your shows. It looks like they got a. So this is the.
Oh, that's that Vikingo. The Kenta show.
Commander. It's not Commander here.
Yep, that's the show where Kenta was there that made headlines everywhere for some reason.
Yeah,
that's the Commander Vikingo show. That's a show. Okay. Oh well.
Vikingo one. Yep. This is your boy.
Yep. Jacob Fatu.
This is Crazy Steve, I think, right here, right? Jacob Fatu, right? So
that's
PCW.
Not Crazy Steve. That's Iho. Isn't that
that's a mask
that's
or
Psycho
is that
Clown? Sorry,
that is a mask.
Yeah, that's Psycho Clown. Why couldn't I
Defy in Progress Wrestling? They're gonna do. We're gonna work. Oh, your boy Johnny Moxley. So they've got a whole list of things they're gonna be doing. It looks like they're doing something weekly so far. If you see this, starting on June 22nd, they're having a world premiere weekly. So they're building their catalog. They only have 3 promotions signed up right now: Defy, PCW, and Enjoy Wrestling. They've got special events of older shows. It looks like here. It's a nice little clean interface. It's easy. I've never heard of Mutiny, but I see Rob Van Dam versus Cero Miedo.
Penta.
I couldn't remember his actual name. That's
Penta El Cero Miedo. Are they at the old ECW at the New Alhambra?
It looks, you know what it looks like? It looks like the old Ace Arena. You remember Ace Arena? I love that place.
Yeah, of course.
That's what it looks like. I don't know, but I look at it like, all right, look, that's ACH, I think, right here. That's ACH. I've never heard. Oh, this is PCW show, Mutiny.
Oh, there
That's
we
their
go.
TV show.
There we
So
go.
Defy Now is their TV show. Look at Christopher Daniels, my guy. So you're getting TV. You're also getting episodic television from the beginning, from episode 1 to episode 40. And this goes from episode 1 to episode 64. So they're giving you a lot. And this is Enjoy Wrestlings. And there goes my girl. You know, I'm going to have to say it. Check it out, Vern. Thicker than a pillow, Willow. I'm going to have to say it. I feel like I make you uncomfortable every time I say that.
It's all good, man.
But yeah, Enjoy Wrestling. I think I'm going to watch that to be like, what's that about? Because that's one promotion I've never heard of, but I see some familiar faces. So is that your boy Effie? Is that Effie?
That is Effie.
So I'm
willing to try it. I'm willing to try it and check it out.
So we got 2 weeks. What do you think? I say this is going to be our homework. All right, I'm going to write it on here. Since you're down to do it, tell me if you're down to do this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to type it up in our notes. Remix. All right, and then I'm going to ask you your opinion on what you think about the interface in a second and all that. Okay, so for Remix, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to kind of do it like we did Impact Wrestling, except we're just not going to go as hard, okay? I want you to pick one show, pick one world premiere to watch in those 2 weeks, which is either this one. I'm doing this one coming up, so you should do the other one. How about that? Which was, I'm doing Your Nightmare, so why don't you do Heathens?
Okay.
Right? I think by the time we come back, the next show, because that's next week. Yeah. The next show is July 5th. Which is perfect.
I'll have to look at the card, either Heathens or
because you can't do. Well, that'll be the day after our next show.
What?
This is why I'm saying that, because the next show we do is on July 5th.
Oh, those shows haven't happened yet?
These shows haven't happened yet, dude. This is tomorrow.
I thought I thought that was the show where he won the belt. That's why I was like,
no, these are live. These are going to be live.
Oh.
No, this is world premiere. And I don't know if it's live. This is when they're going to premiere the show on.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
you might be right. You might be right.
Okay. These shows already happened. That's why I was like, these shows happened already.
So they must have happened, but this is when they're premiering them, because it doesn't say live. It says world premiere. So let me not give out the wrong information. So why don't you watch Heathens? I'll watch Your Nightmare, and we'll come back and be like, what'd you think? How about that?
Fair.
Okay. And if we'll watch it again, and then also we'll go here and we'll watch one of these episodic shows.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe two of them.
Anything.
We'll watch two of them, because one a week. One world premiere, 2 different ones. We'll take 2 different promotions. So like maybe I'll watch Defy and Canned Heat, and you'll watch Mutiny and Canned Heat or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll pick 2 random episodes and we'll do that. How about that? All right. One world premiere.
Because I thought we're just gonna do like you see like the special events, like go to special events, pick a show that's on there.
If you want, you know what? Sure. If you want to do that too. I just don't think there's as much. That's it. There's only 3 from PCW. So there's not a lot. It just started. You remember how the WWE Network was in 2014? WWE Network in 2014 was nothing like it is right now.
Was mad in 2014.
So it's just like, okay. That's why I'm like, so give me your opinion on this. I gave you my opinion. Now you've seen it. What do you think of this whole thing?
Looks clean. Looks simple. Looks easy to navigate. I look forward to using it. I'll give some in-depth feedback, I guess, once I get to tinker around with it. But pretty much what I've seen so far, it looks like it won't be hard. It looks a lot cleaner than the usual pilot, I guess, platform that most streaming services like High Spots and a lot of them pilot share, that they all use like the
one that one I showed last time. Not pro wrestling. XWA. They use the
yes. That thing.
That's the other one. Pro Wrestling TV. Am I getting the Pro Wrestling TV.live? So I'm gonna pop this one up again one more time. And this one, see, like I like how Remix looks. Remix looks clean. It looks sleek. It's easy to navigate. I'm not sure about, because here's my problem with Pro Wrestling TVs. They hit you with this first, and they want you to sign up for news and updates. Then you click here. Okay?
Yeah.
Remix goes, here's our content. If you want to sign up, sure. At the bottom of our website. here's where you can sign up. I
Mm.
feel like Pro Wrestling TV is trying their best to be like, sign up, please. So then there's this one, and it's very
Tripla.
similar. Very similar idea where they have some feed players. Is that Matt Hardy?
Yes,
That is
sir.
Matt Hardy on AAA. Who's he working?
Uh,
I don't know who that is. Do you know?
nope.
Me neither. Okay, keep it moving. But they have, they have their small version of promotions. I don't know what this is. I'm seeing here with Cody and Vince, and maybe these are
What?
just
That's
like
what
that's
culture?
what culture. See, I'm not gonna say anything about that. Shout out to the dirt sheets. I'm done with burying the dirt sheets like I used to. But yeah, I don't know. Something about remixes I like the simplicity of it.
Okay.
That's probably what I can say.
All right.
But yeah, I mean that's all I wanted to cover on that. We can move on to the next thing.
The
You said
main
your
event.
piece.
This is it. This is the main event. The main
Yeah,
event
this is
what
the
we've come to
collision. This is the
talk about.
colliding part of our title name.
Oh,
Okay, sir, are you ready to
yeah.
go deep? We're diving in. Did you get your swim cap on? Put your swim cap on.
Of course, yeah, man.
You got your. Are you doing speedos or trunks today?
Let's go with board shorts. Let's go with board
shorts.
shorts.
Do you have your
Board-
boat shoes on right now? You gotta take the
Come on,
boat
man.
shoes
Of
off.
course. Come on.
Take off the moccasins. Let the toes breathe. We're gonna dive in. We're gonna dive in, sir. AEW Collision ran on Saturday night at 8 p.m. on June 17th. I can't talk. On June 17th, Saturday night. It was an interesting show, to say the least. The show started off. I'm gonna take the Bleacher Report article I have here. This is the one that does like winners, live grades, and all that nonsense. But I like it because they break it down by segments and all that. So the show starts with Elton John Saturday night, right? Saturday. Can I tell you something, Fern? I think I sent you the text when it first came on. I said this song does not work for a professional wrestling show. I remember sending you that text. I said this doesn't work. It feels weird.
What was the? Is it just a flex? Is it just to prove that I can get whatever I want? So I got Elton John.
So you paid for that license.
That's what I mean. Like, is it just a flex? You think it's just?
It has to be.
Just
you
a
know
flex?
because
Because
what
that
was a bigger
song-
flex? The bigger flex was getting many men for a night and then making the Guns come out to regular music. I'll bring that up every time.
Yeah,
You made them come out to many men for one night while they were champions. Now they don't come out to that anymore, which is what made their entrance
when you're
cool.
champions, you're worth that ducats. When you're not the champs, brother.
I guess so. So that's definitely a flex in my opinion. I agree. Like, oh, we got Elton John's song, and you tweeted about it. The official theme for Collision, and I'm like,
yeah, it didn't work for me because when I googled the song, I heard it on Spotify, and I was like,
yeah, you know the song. You probably didn't know the name of the song.
I didn't know the name, but when I heard the song, it was like
Saturday.
I was like,
Saturday.
What about this? It felt like it's one of those songs that comes on that you sing out loud with your friends when you're at the bar, you're having a good time.
Right. That's like if Rock and Roll All Night comes on from Kiss.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I don't know if it holds a cultural relevancy that Tony perhaps implies that it does by making it the song of the show, that it has this this cultural reach that people are all into it, because I just don't see it being true.
I don't know when it came on. That's the first, because I was like, I'm gonna live react because while I'm waiting for our show to start, and I'm sitting here, I'm this same view right here, and I'm just like, I'm not. This doesn't get me pumped up to watch a wrestling show.
It's again, what's the motivation? What was the motivation?
I can do it. I got the money to do it.
I think so?
What it is. It has to be, because
that's weird.
Why your name of the show is called Collision? It's not called AEW Saturday. And then the song is Saturday. Like, I get it. The show's on Saturday. That makes sense. It just doesn't. It doesn't work for me.
But is that not enough?
No, of course it's not enough. Yeah, you're really close right now. I don't know. You turning up your gain? Is that what you're doing?
I was messing with it. I was like, for some reason, I feel like my gain moved.
Now your gain's real low. I can barely hear you. Turn your gain up.
I feel like okay, it's
a little higher.
Where am I at? My levels is good.
Perfect. Levels is good. Levels is
Okay,
good.
thank you. Yeah, for whatever reason, I was like, I feel like I was looking at my audio, and I was like, my gain looks way off. Okay, for that whole
Oh, you
inspection.
were looking at on the Audacity?
Yeah, I
Because
was
I'm
like,
doing
my
that now
for some
too. Mine's at
reason,
like
my
18,
yeah, my
negative
audio looked
18,
way
negative
off for
15.
whatever reason. Okay, sorry, I was messing with the.
No,
I
no, no, you
apologize to the
straight.
audio friends. My fault. I was messing with the audio because that something looked weird to me.
They'll be
All right, but I
okay.
sound better
In the
now.
2 hours we're gonna talk, you sound
Yeah,
back
I
to normal.
okay. I was like, I can't hear. I was like, just making sure.
No, you're good. What were we saying? I forgot now. You're talking about the
About the
song.
song. We used to say about the song. The song is silly. The song makes no sense. The
Yeah.
song, outside of the nostalgic feeling of hearing the song,
Yeah.
which I don't even know if that's true because based on the audience who watches the show, I'm not sure any of us grew up Elton John fans.
Right. It's because everybody knows he could have picked, like I said, he could have picked rock and roll all night. And you gotten the license from Kiss, gotten the copyright license from Kiss, and people still would have went nuts because we saw that fan cam footage before we started, and the song went on and people popped, and I'm like, why? This song get you excited for professional wrestling, for fighting Saturday nights, the time to fight. I'm like, no, this ain't it. Don't get me wrong. I don't need death metal, hardcore gore horrorcore music or anything like
Yeah.
that, but something else, man. Something else. Because even like NXT, I think they have rap, right? They have hip hop as their song.
Wale.
Is it Wale now?
Wale has been the dude for a minute. Wale's been there.
Okay. So then that's perfect. That's a good example. They don't have to use
It and the Wale made sense because when they got that new sound, the new vibrant NXT
2.0.
2.0.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It worked.
Dun,
But
dun,
like,
dun, dun, I'm hearing the song in my head.
you
Yeah,
trying
no,
to hear the song now?
it bops. It
I
bops.
think Raw uses hip hop as well. Raw uses hip hop as well. It's kind of like a tougher song, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. And SmackDown's been the same for a while, but even before that, the songs to start shows, it's got to be like a pump up song to get you hyped.
Yeah.
Like
And
you're
I
about
mean,
to
they're
see some
usually
action.
always rock. I mean, if we're being honest, it's
No,
very
yes,
rock
absolutely.
heavy.
But that Elton John song, it's pop music, it's pop rock, but it's rock.
But
It's
I
just
don't
not
think
for
it's the
me, brother.
proper mood setter, though.
It's
It's like
not.
it's not
It's
mood
not.
music, right? If anything else,
It's
it's
heavy on
mood
the
music,
piano
right?
keys. Yeah.
Everything. It's AW is the only promotion that spends money on music that doesn't fit wrestling. It
Yeah.
fits like that feeling of like, oh, it conjures some feeling, but it's like, okay, it's not wrestling appropriate. The feeling, like the Young Bucks using Wayward Son,
Carry on my wayward
the song
son.
that does not fit as theme music. It's
Oh,
not
oh,
meant to be theme music. Doesn't fit
oh,
at
it hurt my
all.
ribs.
Every time they use that song,
Oh.
how awkward is it when they're in the ring and you see they're trying to do their best to milk it because they want to get to the chorus, but there's a really long in between before you get to the chorus.
And the crazy thing is, they have their own theme. Super Kick Party, and I like that song actually. It's very simple rock guitar riffs, easy to get into.
I don't get it, but we have said
It's
this.
the sing
How
along.
many
It's the
times
sing along.
do I get annoyed at? Oh my gosh,
Sing along wrestling.
another
Yeah.
person picked. This is how we do it. Gee, I wonder why you picked This Is How We Do It.
This is how we do it.
Oh, gee, you picked the cha-cha slide? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing, folks?
Clap your hands.
What are we doing?
If somebody came out to the cha-cha slide, I would be done. I'd stop watching wrestling. Somebody came out to the cha-cha slide and said, clap, clap.
Someone on
clap,
the indies is
clap
going to
your
come
hands.
out to the Macarena. Someone's going to come out to the cha-cha slide.
Oh, I'm sure that happened already. The Macarena
Someone's going to
part.
come out to the electric slide. And
Ugh.
the point of it, but I'm just saying you could do it right now in wrestling because we're in the era of ballads. All ballads, rock ballads are
Yeah.
theme songs. For whatever
Yeah.
reason, everyone wants a song that makes you want to just, oh, if you have a singing part that's just a long, over.
Yeah.
Over.
Look,
You don't have to
Cody,
do moves,
Seth.
Don't have to do moves. Don't do nothing.
Yeah,
Just
Cody,
have a song that
Seth.
people get to
What
yell
Jericho
to.
song? Well,
But
Jericho
even on
song
the
didn't have
indies, it's becoming, it's everywhere
Yeah.
now. Even on the
Yeah.
indies,
Yeah.
if guys got a song you can sing to, for some reason
that makes you more over for some reason. What about our guys? What about our guys from out here in New England? Waves and Curls. They haven't been on TV on Wrestling Open on Independent Wrestling because Trayvon Jordan was hurt for a while. He had hurt his leg or something.
Yeah.
They came out to dance with somebody, right, Whitney? I want to dance with somebody. What about Encore? Encore's another guy. He's out of New York. He comes out to Bruno Mars. It fits him, though. For that one, I will tell. For Encore, it fits him. But because he comes out, he's dancing, he's having a good time. It fits him.
The gimmick. That works that whole gimmick, right? Like the guy who comes out just as Michael Jackson and dances as Thriller, wears the coat,
Santana Jackson.
Does the whole character. Okay, it fits the character.
Yep.
But now it just seems like wrestler, whoever comes out to Journey. Wrestler, whoever is like, okay, let's pick whatever dad rock song is number one. And I'm going to come out to Wayward Son.
Think about Jungle Boy. Oh, my wife loves that part when he comes out because she loves that song.
So do the fans.
Yeah,
and then that's it.
Because she loves that song. But then the bell rings and she stops paying attention. She's back on her phone.
Or they put a microphone in his hand.
Oof. So yeah. All right, let's move on. We both agree that the song is not a good choice. So we agree on that. So the show starts with the CM Punk promo. Sir, I've got it. It's about we're obviously not going to play it because we're going to play it. We're not going to play the video because AEW would come for us immediately and be like, these 10 minutes are gone. Are you ready for the next 10 minutes of listening to CM Punk?
Sure.
I mean, we've heard it already. We saw it live, but I feel like we should allow the people of the great we haven't come up with a name. Pay windowers for now. The Pay Window podcast listeners. I'm just going to say that.
Sure.
Pay windowers sounds awful. The Pay Window podcast listeners to get a chance to hear the audio, at least if they haven't heard the audio for some reason, if they haven't caught the episode. So here we are. This is from the opening segment. Okay, so the show. I expected before we start AEW to be like, let's start with a wrestling match. We're AEW, we're different. We're not WWE. WWE always starts with promos, man. Let's start with a wrestling match. And then
come on. Could Chicago start any other way?
You're right. Should I start? Okay. I think I can save 2 minutes. I should just start from the promo, right? Save the intro.
Oh, I would 100% say don't play a song because I definitely think if you play a song, we'll get hit in a second. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Your audio cut out for a second there.
Is it?
Well, no, you're back now, but you're right there for whatever reason.
Because I was playing the audio from the video. Okay. Maybe that's why. All right, so boom, I'll have it here. I don't want to show it though. How do I do that? Oh, obviously, Okay, so we'll have the still here. A packed crowd, packed while it's back on track, Jack. So I had to get my Terry on. So let me ask you this: can you hear this? You can't. How did I do this last time? Hold on now. Oh, I know how. Okay, how about now?
Didn't share the screen.
You can hear it now? Perfect. Okay. All right, we are starting from the top. All right, here we go.
Are we live reacting to this or are we just listening? What are we doing here?
Let's listen. Let's see him Punk talk.
Here.
Let's let him talk. We'll mute out. I'm mute.
I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm tired of being nice. Gone 10 months with a ruptured tricep tendon, tore it straight off the bone. But I'm still here. And as long as I am, this is the professional wrestling business. It's a business of grown-ups. This has never been a popularity contest. We all know I probably would have lost that one a long time ago. So tonight we're going to have a little conversation about the future, but first I would like to have a little conversation about my past, which I don't think is checkered. If you would have told 15-year-old me that you're going to sell out the Budokan, that you're going to sell out Madison Square Garden, that you're going to sell out multiple times over every single building in Chicago with a roof, well, I'm not sure little punker would have believed you. It's because he didn't experience what present me standing here in front of all you crazy bastards has experienced. I'm tired of being nice. Tell me when I'm telling lies. I did all these things and I got here to this place riding a wave, riding the backs of smart, passionate, professional wrestling fans like you. And oh gosh, I'd never fit in somewhere more in my entire life than I have here in professional wrestling. I love you for it. I love you because you love me. And you love me because I have never compromised. I have been unapologetic my entire career. I am me. And I couldn't have done all this without all of you. But it seems there's some people that hate me for the same reasons you all love me. Hey, listen, I understand that the sheer magnitude of me makes people uncomfortable. I very much understand that my mere presence makes people uncomfortable. That's because I am the truth, and the truth is painful. This sign right here says CM Punk is my hero. You can call me that. This sign here says Pepsi Phil. You can call me that. This sign here says CM Junk. You can call me that. Boo me, cheer me, love me, hate me. You all do it because you know I'm right. You can call me whatever you want. You know what David Zaslav calls me? One Bill Phil. That's because I am the one true, genuine article in a business full of counterfeit bucks. The king is back, baby. And I do have a lot of things to get off my chest. I got a question, Chicago, and then I'll get out of your hair. Why would I change? This is what Joe Strummer trained me for. I will always speak truth to power. I will always be myself. I will never compromise. And there's the people that think that they are owed an apology. I've grown older and wiser in my years. Sometimes it's better to be the bigger man. If you feel you're here today and I owe you an apology, here it is. I am sorry that the only people softer than you are the wrestlers you like. Tell me when I'm telling lies. The last time you saw me with my tricep meat hanging down, I held what's in this bag above my head. And it's not because I deserve it. It's mine because I earned it. And it's not mine because I had the best dog collar match. It's mine because I won the dog collar match. Tell me when I'm telling lies. This belongs to me until somebody can pin me or submit me for it. And there are those of you who I'm sure were praying to whatever God you believe in that I'm going to put these down here in this ring and walk into the sunset never to be seen again. But until there is somebody in this company that can fill these boots, they belong on my feet. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Okay, we're back after 8 minutes of listening. Okay, Vern, we're back. We were talking through the private chat. I was keeping some notes that I wanted to bring up. The first one I just saw is TF is that cat on his shirt. You go ahead and tell me it's Larry. All right. So I'm gonna call this the "Tell Me When I'm Telling Lies" promo.
Oh man.
So this was supposed to be him speaking his truths, right? That's what the idea of this promo.
The big shooty moment. The Punk tweeted out, I got a live microphone in my hand.
Uh-oh, pipe bomb ready. Kaboom. So you mentioned this earlier when we were off air. There was this promo. You said this promo was a whole lot at one aspect, but it was a whole lot of nothing in another aspect.
Yeah, man.
So let me ask you, what did you think of this promo? I know I pretty much took your answer, but go ahead.
This felt like the AEW formula. Anytime something happens, something real happens, something serious happens, something MJF doesn't show up for a show, the entire MJF run, the previous CM Punk problems that was had, the Daniel Bryan gets his head cracked open and almost dies, comes back to wrestling, all that, the Saraya stuff. Anytime anything quote unquote real happens, it all becomes part of an angle eventually on television.
Yeah.
So when Punk starts throwing out the comments, they sounded rehearsed as hell. Like,
yes, I mentioned
he wrote these, and like, are you good with these? Are you okay? I say this. Like, I don't buy that any of these words were shooed. I don't buy that none of these were that these were anybody that this was directed to, quote unquote. Excuse me, the elite. That any of them were caught off guard. I'm sure they agreed.
They knew it was coming.
Their lawyers definitely said it was okay.
Yeah.
Because the lawyers are the only way that they communicate with CM Punk so far. So
I couldn't imagine that. I know, just like we said, I know there's people you don't get along with at work. You play on a sports team, you don't get along with, but y'all are on the same team. You gotta communicate. You guys are alienating each other.
According to CM Punk's ESPN interview that he did an interview with ESPN a few days before Collision.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the things he brought up. Was they brought up the whole thing with the elite, and Punk talked about, and this is just I guess maybe why this promo annoys me, is that Punk talked about that he apologized to Tony and said he was sorry to him, and he knows he didn't handle the all out thing. He didn't the brawl out situation. He handled that properly, and he wishes he could have had that whole thing would have gone down differently, whatever. But at the end of the day, he just feels like, dude, it's a fight happening in wrestling. It's not that big of a deal. But according to him, he's reached out, made numerous attempts to reach out to the Bucks camp, and the Bucks don't respond to him. They only talk back to him through the lawyer. And it's pretty much the lawyer just like, yo, could you quit trying to attempt to contact my clients? Like, they don't want to speak to you. And that's been the communication he's had with them. That he's made numerous attempts apparently to talk to them, and their lawyer is the only one that responds to Punk, which is like, please don't contact them. They don't want to speak
So
to you.
then what's the whole point of taking digs at him in the promo if you went out of your way?
That's what I'm saying.
That sounds like butt hurtness then.
A
You're just
few
butthurt.
days ago, you just did an interview where you said you haven't spoken to them, and then you get on national television and you're like,
and what was the line? I got it. I wrote it.
What
Okay,
was it?
so the first thing was, hold on, I'll be on it. Oh, the first thing,
AEW talk?
it's
I'm
AEW,
getting tired.
AEW talk. I start yawning every time, bro. The first thing I noticed, man, a lot of pandering. Not what.
How weird was that?
CM
Okay,
Punk don't do those kind of promos. That was very Cena like. Cena cuts promos like that.
yes,
Cena can keep it real, but Cena will always be like, you the fans. CM Punk,
you
never
guys
cut a
helped me
promo.
do this. I was down, and it's like that was weird.
Whether he was a babyface or a heel, even as a babyface, he never pandered to the people that much. He was kind of like, cheer for me, guys. I need to look like a good guy here. I need to look like the hero.
You know what this felt like? This felt like CM Punk doing, "Come on!"
Yeah,
it
got
felt
the
like
curtain.
CM.
Come on, yeah.
It was like, what are you doing, Punk? When do you do that?
Yeah, it was weird, very weird.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that felt that way.
Yeah.
It was weird to hear Punk pander.
The first thing I noticed, I was like, wow, what is he doing? This is very uncharacteristic of him. The F Elite chants on All Elite Wrestling. F Elite from the crowd.
But the chant, on TV, they kill that chant quick. The chant was not.
Did they?
Yeah. On the TV feed, you did not get to hear that chant much. The chant came
Oh.
up, it snuck in there, but as quick as you heard it on that audio, you hear it quick and then quickly dies out.
So
they turn those crowd mics down quickly when they start hearing that chant.
So he mentioned a David Zaslav. You know who that is?
No, I can't say I do.
David Zaslav is the chief executive officer and president of Warner Brothers Discovery. Okay, I'll show you him right now. Here's David. This is who David Zaslav is. Okay, that's David Zaslav.
Okay,
so David Zaslav calls him, he called him something. He said one genuine article. In a business of counterfeit bucks.
He's a bill. He's a bill or something. He's like that. He's a dollar bill.
Something dollar bill Phil or something. I don't remember. Where he said one genuine article in a business of counterfeit bucks. And I said, oh, shoot, stab. This is real. He's talking smack about the young bucks and he's calling them counterfeit. Ooh. What you think about that part?
Dirt sheets, the more dirt sheet fodder. It's just dirt sheet fodder.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I heard it. I was like, oh wow, he's taking a shot at the Bucks. But I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, why? Because you guys are never going to interact. You guys don't.
You did the interview with ESPN, and it was one of those hand holding. It was for ESPN.com, excuse me, not ESPN the TV, but ESPN.com. And it was a hand holding, one of those like.
Don't say that. Say this. Don't talk about this. You can talk about that. Don't mention that. Yeah.
And so I just thought it was corny to have Punk do that style of interview where it was coming across as he's like, yeah, I apologize, and it felt very hat in hand. I don't know. I feel like Punk is apologizing for a lot of stuff and eating crow in the name of like I'm being the bigger man. But part of me just feels like, are you? Or are you just apologizing to move on from this stuff? Because I feel like you're apologizing to move on from this.
So I gotta call you out right now. Because during Brawl Out, you stood
for
Punk.
No.
Listen,
I'm still Team Punk. I'm still Team Punk, but part of me is annoyed because I feel like
this promo,
Punk,
don't apologize.
All I'm saying is don't apologize.
You should have been the same guy you were at Brawl Out.
I
Keep
just
that
feel like,
same energy.
Like that energy that makes me stand for CM Punk.
Yeah.
The I don't take nothing from nobody.
Nobody.
This is the first time I felt like Punk
this ain't him.
That he's taking it, and
to me, it wasn't CM Punk. It wasn't. Now, don't get me wrong. What he did at Brawl Out, we mentioned it. What he did at Brawl Out was wrong. He didn't handle it well. He was frustrated. He was pissed off. Obviously.
Which he admits. He admits all those things.
Right, but the way.
But does he need to keep apologizing to TK in public?
And this promo was kind of like, "Oh, guys, love me. Forget the Bucks. F them. I'm the man. I'm not a liar. I've kept it real this whole time. But, keep loving me, guys." And I'm like, you can call me whatever. I'm just like, the promo to me went nowhere. And that's how you started the show. I need to remind you of that.
The promo was a whole lot of nothing.
You gave us about 15 minutes. If you count the intro, it went to 8:15 before we actually saw wrestling. And it was just a Punk promo where he was just talking about nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like, why bother?
And he had the pauses where he waited for the crowd to get super hype, and the crowd wasn't as into it as you thought the crowd was.
Yeah.
But I will say, shout out to the Mighty Cubes. He was at the show, sat in the friends and family section,
QB.
and he told me, Cubes told me that the freaking crowd was electric. He said he's never felt anything like that. He was saying
it is Chicago though.
And he was
That's probably
saying
why.
that, like, he was like, Vern, you need to add that to your list of things to do and like your bucket list of wrestling. He said you have to see a big time live wrestling show in Chicago. He said, I've been to wrestling shows, I've been to Mania. He's like, this had that strange vibe of like something important's happening, even though he was like, I know nothing important is happening.
Right.
But
It's just a Saturday.
he was
night
like, the
wrestling show.
crowd was electric and they were into everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Well, Chicago's a good wrestling city. We say
Yeah.
that. Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, where else? California in some spot, LA in some spots. Just always good wrestling.
But he showed a lot of love, and he just said that was probably, he said that made the show for him, was just being, which a lot of people report, that being at those shows, the crowd generally makes the show versus what's in the ring.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
No,
I was just gonna say that was his biggest critique, was what was in the ring.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was. So let's finish off this promo. He then takes another dig at the Bucks and says, I'm sorry that the only people softer than you are the wrestlers you like. And I'm kind of like, okay, another dig, another mindless dig. It was kind of like a gut shot that didn't go anywhere. Like he punched him and it was a glancing blow. It wasn't like one that really made any impact. I'm like, okay, you're just trying really hard here. And it doesn't matter if the Bucks aren't even going to respond. You're just talking the talk at this point. So, I mean, they did respond on Twitter or whatever. They put counterfeit Bucks on their Twitter handle, but
it's a moot point at this, right? Isn't it moot? Like if your lawyers are making comments for you, then why are we pretending in wrestling it's talking to each other? If you just said 2 days ago to you, whatever.
So, you know what? And to cap this all off, I noticed you put at the end of our chat, you put never showed the belt. Why do you think that? I know you got a mouthful of food right now, but why do you think he never showed the belt? Because why bring out a bag with a belt in it and never show the belt that you're talking about? And you told people exactly what it was. You had your tricep meat hanging out. You had it held above your head. If you go back about 10 months ago, he was the AEW champion. So why didn't you pull the belt out?
Honestly,
what would be your reason?
I don't think he had the belt in the bag. I think it was just a red herring to further that story, because people are all going to ask, so what's up with you never getting pinned for the belt? Which was fine, but I almost feel like, why wasn't the promo about that? And we just drop all the Bucks, all BS, that crap.
Bucks BS. Yep.
I could have done so. Punk's promo for me could have just been about, some people don't want me back. I'm back. I never lost the belt. I'm here. Thank you for wrestling. I'm done. That could have been it for me.
5 minutes.
All the extra before it about the Bucks and this and that and taking little digs, could have done without it. It was pointless. It was
I was with you. I'm with you on that. I think in that bag was a different title. A different title that was.
I don't think there was a title. I think there was probably his lunch. Like I doubt there was even a title in the bag.
Was it muffins he was eating?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It was muffins. It was from Nancy's Bakery or whatever.
All right, let's move on. So then we get commentary. We have the commentary team, and it was Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness. What are your thoughts on that commentary team for Collision?
Hated them.
So I'll tell you this. I dislike Tony Schiavone. No. I'm sorry. I freaking hate Tony Schiavone as a commentator. I have to use those words. Excuse me, those words. Kevin Kelly, if this is my level of hate for Tony Schiavone right here on the screen, for the audio listeners, I'm at the top of my screen that's visible. If this is Tony Schiavone, that's where my hand is right now. If this is Tony Schiavone, Kevin Kelly's like right here. I've never liked Kevin Kelly as a commentator. And I deal with him when I watch New Japan with the English dub, but I'd probably rather listen to the Japanese guy screaming at the top of their lungs when I watch my Japanese pro wrestling. But I just use the feed that I get from the sites, and it's the English feed, so ain't nothing I can do.
Was
But
going to say to you, how do you feel about him on New Japan? Because
I don't have a feeling about him at all. Kevin Kelly's the drizzling you know what. Yeah, go ahead with what you want to say about that.
no, I don't know if they just did not gel. They did not click. There were times when I felt like, are these two? Are they watching the same feed? Are they sitting next to each other? Or
Yeah,
is
they
it
must have been in
in-
separate rooms or something.
I at one point I'm thinking they must be on two separate sides of the building watching two different cameras from two different angles, and one guy's watching the feed that's 5 seconds too late, because it just felt like their commentary was clunky. The
Yeah.
commentary, like they'd never done it before, and this was literally day one, trial one. Like, I don't know. It didn't work for me. When it got to the main event, it totally fell apart.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll get there.
The
Ever
three-man
since
booth, two-man booth was horrible. The three-man booth left nothing helpful.
so Nigel, ever since he's come to AEW, he does Ring of Honor as well. He's done nothing for me. Nigel was the NXT commentator for a while too, right? I didn't mind him there. I don't know if it's because he has more direction and in the E that they have more restraints on him. Like, hey, you need to hit these marks. I hit it on the nose. I hit it right on the nose. I know you're eating. He's pointing at his nose, y'all.
No.
For audio listener.
That's it. But that's how many times do we always say that's there? There it is.
Yeah.
AW, no one to restrain you and tell you what to do.
Right. So I think they're just flying off the cuff.
Too much freedom.
Yeah, I think they're flying off the cuff, just going as they go along. And the only person I know that did that and did it successfully was Jerry the King Waller. He was the only one that was like, yo, I don't need a sheet. I'm a freestyle.
Many would argue Taz does that to this day.
If Taz does that, oh man. Listen, shout out to the Labs fan. They are the reason why I'm not a Taz fan anymore, man. I used to listen to Taz. I remember back in the day, Let the Pigeons Loose. I love that. I loved Let the Pigeons Loose from Taz when he was in TNA. Now, after listening to Labs fan and then listening to him, you got to get that grip, that fulcrum, that nice S grip. I'm just like, you know what? I'm good. Good, man.
What's the pump? What's the pump on that hips? What's the torque on that hips? Look at the torque on that hips.
Hold on a second. I gotta reprimand my dog.
He's yelling, looking to his left.
Oh. We've caught him. Side note, we've caught him because he's only 6 months. He'll be 7 months in like 2 weeks. You know carpet. It's a loop that loops back in because it's sewn into the actual.
Yep. He grabs a little. He sees.
He grabs the loops and he'll tear. Kind of like when you catch a thread on like your drawers or your shirt and you rip it and it keeps pulling away on the shirt.
Yep.
He does that. So it is now midnight and he wants to play, and nobody's gonna play with him. He's tripping. But anyway, I just had to tell him, hey, cut it out. So I didn't want to, and I wasn't yelling. I do raise my voice at him though, because if that's how I get his attention. If I go, hey, he'll stop. See, his ears just went back and he looked at me. But I'll be a lot louder than that, right? Yeah. Play with your ball. Anyway, yeah, not a big fan of the commentary team. When I heard it was announced, I was like, oof, because remember we guessed. I was like, as much as I hated it, it'll probably be Tony Schiavone and someone else. And then they went with Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness. And
this was an interesting choice because this is integrating that Ring of Honor flavor.
Yeah. They just replaced Riccaboni.
New Japan thing.
They just replaced Riccaboni with Kevin Kelly.
And Caprice Coleman with Nigel McGuinness. But Ring of Honor was doing Coleman, McGuinness, and Riccaboni. For that, are they still? I don't watch Ring of Honor.
I cannot watch Ring of Honor. I did the first 2 weeks. I cannot, bro. I cannot. And I'm not missing anything. It's I couldn't. I tried. I really did. First 2 weeks, I was like, oh man, I can't. I think maybe I got past 2 weeks. I got up to when Eddie Kingston worked Claudio. Done after that. I was like, I can't do this anymore. The matches they were putting on, I was just like, nope, I'm not with it. Okay. So we get to Wardlow and Luchasaurus as the first match ever. First match ever on AEW Collision
Oh,
was Wardlow and Luchasaurus.
yeah.
And Wardlow drops the title to Luchasaurus
Yep.
via a camera shot to the head from Christian. Your thoughts on this match? And then we'll keep it moving. I just want your thoughts
Wardlow
on
has
this. And
heat.
I'll
Wardlow
back.
has heat with someone in the back. That's what, honestly,
It
Wardlow
has
has
to be
heat.
at this point,
Wardlow
right?
has heat.
Right? Because what is he doing wrong that they feel like they need to keep taking titles away from him and stopping his momentum?
He kicked a gypsy. He did something. Like,
Is he the reason why that lady retired that does the gear or something? Did he scream at her
brother,
backstage or something?
He did
Like-
something. All kidding aside, like,
No, seriously, yeah.
what you're saying is 100% true. What does he do that,
Right.
like, all right, we're in it. 3 weeks, push. Yeah,
Take it away
beat
from
him,
him. It ain't
shave
it.
his head, get him off TV for the next 6 months.
I mean, he was the hottest babyface
Was
when he defeated MJF in a
big
squash.
was big
The
was.
hottest babyface. Who was the champ at the time? Moxley or Punk? Punk, right? Punk was a champ at that time.
I think so.
Punk was a champ at that time, right? Because MJF goes right into working Punk for that dog collar match. Am I
But
bugging?
wasn't Punk only champ for like a week or so?
Well, the first time
Oh, he's been champ twice already?
he's been champ twice.
Oh, I
The
forgot.
first time he won, it was his foot. He broke his foot. Then he had to drop it again, and Moxley kept the belt and he ran with it. Then he won it
Forgot.
again.
The second time was the one where he
Second
won it
time,
and dropped it
all
off
out.
tablet. Yep.
All out. Tricep
Okay.
meet, hang in, beat MJF in the dog collar match. But and these kids can't run a target, think they're still in Reseda.
I forgot.
And here we
all-
are 10
man.
months later.
Sheesh.
How crazy is that? Here we are 10 months later, right?
10
So,
months.
right. I feel like Wardlow, I don't know what it is. Wardlow pissed off somebody.
No,
creative.
seriously.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that makes sense at this point is that there's a legitimate active campaign against him.
Yeah.
Because Wardlow's booking makes no sense. What's the Arn angle in all this? Can you explain to me what the Arn Anderson angle? What was the point of almost killing his son? What's the point of all the blood packets? All that?
I don't know where they're going with that. Is Arn going to wrestle? Are they going to team Wardlow and Arn's kid? I don't get the connection there. I don't know why they went to Arn on the connection. Maybe they don't feel like Wardlow can talk. So they wanted Arn to talk for him, or Arn needed something to do. So they said, let's pair him with Wardlow. Wardlow don't need help. Wardlow could just be excuse my French, a badass killer to just beat everybody up.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need, if he needs a heater, it's not Arn Anderson. It's a small guy like a Stokely or like a Sanjay. You good?
That's Arn. That's what Arn brings, brother. That's the heater. Arn brings the heater when he pulls it out. You already know what it is. Have you not seen him do that spot numerous times now? He's
No.
pulled the air gun and the whole place. Arn has, how many times has Arn? He pulls it out and the place erupts. People go nuts for it. It's the inside joke that I'm like, people, really?
Yeah.
Y'all really think in good taste that Arn pulling out an air gun is a funny thing that we're all going to go nuts for him pulling out the gun, the Glock? And
Yeah.
commentary goes, he's got the Glock.
No, they don't. I don't listen. I obviously do not listen. Listen.
Maybe they don't say he's got the Glock, but I'm telling you, they pop every time he does it. He pulls it
Nonsense.
out, and Arn has the gun on him. He pulls out a handgun, the fake gun, and he pretends to shoot them.
So
I'm so mad you've not paid attention to that. Wow.
I'm sorry. So I'm gonna just read the Bleacher Report grade. They gave the CM Punk promo a B+, and they gave this TNT title match a B-. They thought that match was a B-. All right, we're gonna move on from that one. We're gonna move to what my opinion was the best match of the night. It was Andrade. How did he say it? Oh my God, he butchered his name. Oh my God, I can't think of it now. Andrade El Idolo is how you actually say it.
He was
But
like
Kevin
El
Kelly,
Diallo.
oh, Idolo was one time he
Yeah,
said. I was like,
Idolo.
yo.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my perspective as to why I'm like, yo, I know Kevin Kelly's trash because I'm not saying I'm the best commentator in the world, man. I don't know nothing. I don't know TV production. I just go out there and there's a guy who does play-by-play and I do color for NRG and Shay, right? I go out of my way to ask the wrestlers if I don't know them and I don't know how to pronounce their names. What's your name? How do I say it? On purpose. There was a kid. His name was Hunter Tarsa. Tarca. If I saw his name, I would have been like Hunter Tarka the entire time. But I was like, yo, how do I say your last name? And he told me it's Tarsa. The C is like an S. Okay, perfect. His tag team partner. How do you say your name? I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but I just remember the Tarsa one. Why are you laughing like I'm burying the kid? Stop. I can't remember the other kid's name off the top of my head right now. But it was actually a cool name, his name. I remember it being a cool name.
So cool you forgot it.
So cool I forgot. I do remember, but this was like, you're talking like 2-3 months ago. I can't remember that. But I go out of my way to ask and be like, okay, I want to make sure I say your name correctly. I don't want to bury your name. This guy is just out here, professional on television, just going Idolo, Eldolo. I'm like, yo, you're just butchering his name. That's what popped up in my mind immediately. Their match was good. I thought they had a good match. They had a lot of high spots in their match, but they had a good match. I don't know if you caught the sign. Did you see the sign that I wrote in the notes?
Man, I tweeted that. I tweeted that in my live reaction to the show. I said, yo, peep the sign in the crowd. Someone's got the set on them.
I'm gonna read it out loud. It said on the sign on hard cam, it said, "Hey buddy, isn't it funny how Dami stole your mommy?" I saw it, I popped huge. I was like, oh. I was like, man, they're over. They are over, man. I'll tell you that.
So you enjoyed that match. What'd you think about the break spot?
I hated it.
Random...
That's the only part I hated.
Okay, what was the psychology of it?
The problem was nothing happened out of the ordinary in wrestling for that to happen. So this happened very similarly on Tuesday night with Dana Brooke in that terrible match she had with Cora Jade. Right? I watched it. Oof. It was bad.
You understand why you
guys were burying it in the group chat. Oh my god.
Trying to be mean. It's
she's like pointing, telling her where to go. All right, quick tangent. When I watched it, it felt like Dana Brooke was trying to be the veteran to lead the greenhorn, but the greenhorn was very much capable to handle her own, but she didn't trust the greenhorn. That's what I felt like. And I'm like, yo, she's hurting her. She was moving too slow. Her moves had no impact. And then that injury angle, I'm like, okay, but I get it. I get why they did it now during the break. And they did it at the same time during the break on Tuesday night before Dynamite did it on Wednesday, right? She tries the cartwheel because she forgets that she has to sell her leg after she points to her, tells her to go to the corner. Awful. She starts selling her leg. She does the cartwheel. And she sells that well because she like buckles her knee in and she screams, "Ah, my knee." Medical doctor comes out. They go to commercial. I liked that version. Because it was like, okay, something out of the ordinary happened where she looks like she's legitimately hurt.
Of course.
These guys were just working. They were just working.
And then just
and he's like, my shoulder. And he's like, my leg. And I'm like, yo, when did your leg hurt? I'm like, wait, what? Like, wow. Huh? What's going on here? That's why I wrote in the notes. Doctors mid-match. It felt weird.
It felt forced.
Yeah. Like, why would you do that during the commercial break? It was very odd to
plans me. All right, and here, doctors, go, doctors, go.
Yeah.
Like
because
the doctors
normally
got too early on their cue, right? Like it felt like the doctors, like it was just their time cue was just so.
Because let's think of legitimate ones. Indy Hartwell, Finn Balor, for the two latest ones. Finn Balor split his whole damn head open.
Yep.
If what felt like a couple minutes what felt like 20-something minutes was only like 5 or 10 minutes or something like that, where they literally had to staple them up. But those doctors weren't there on site. They had to rush down afterwards once they realized, oh, hey, once the ref said, hey, there's an issue, that's when they all started running down. With Indy Hartwell, it took a second for them all to come down. They noticed Something happened to her leg, and they took her to the side, and it took a while on some real stuff that's happening. Her leg was shot. They checked it right then and there.
Elimination Chamber. Remember when Montez pretended to be hurt and he lay there and they checked on him, and remember the whole hurt angle so they could leave the cage door open to bring in Brock?
Hold on now. My internet's bugging. Okay, you're back?
Yes.
Yeah, my internet bugged out for a second. What were you saying?
I said, do you remember the Elimination Chamber, Montez Ford?
Montez Ford, yeah.
Remember his injury angle?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how that one, when you were watching it, like the referee checked on him and it was just like immediately threw up the X, and all of a sudden
to get the cage door open, right? When that was the reason? Yeah.
Exactly, right? But it did, there wasn't instantly a crew of guys at the door opening it.
Like go. Right. Yeah.
It was like he throws up the X and you could see they start scrambling for people. It felt as natural or real, quote unquote, as it could be.
Right. That's what you have to do in those
version. This version was like, oh wait, commercial break. Take a bump.
Doctors go. Doctors go.
Arm. Foot.
Leg. Ow. Owie.
Yeah.
It felt too forced. That's the only part I didn't like. But it was the best match of the night.
Away from the match. It took momentum away from the match. But yes, I'll agree with you. It was the best match of the night.
Bleacher Report gave it an A.
Okay.
Yeah, they gave him an A. During the break, both men were getting checked on by ringside doctors, but they were back to brawling before the show returned.
It was. You watched the fight feed for it? It was corny.
I watched the fight feed for it.
Oh, so corny.
Oh, and even Kevin Kelly, during the commentary during the fight feed commercial break was awful. There was times he would lay out completely. I'm like, at least the guy's on Dynamite. Keep going. He would just lay out completely.
Lays out,
it was like,
and then back on 3, 2.
Yeah.
And we're back on blah blah blah. He kept
Okay.
He saves it. He's like, I'm not getting paid for free.
Yeah, clearly he's
commentary.
Like,
I ain't wasting it.
I'm not wasting a damn thing. Okay, let's move on to. There's some segments I passed. Like, let me see if they have it. No, they go right to Miro and Tony Nese. Squash match. Just Tony Nese is the bump guy. Tony Nese is clearly the body bump guy.
Was the angle pre-match necessary?
I don't even remember it. He cut it. What would he cut a promo about? Maybe Bleacher
about people being fat, and they're gonna do a big group class, and they're gonna teach all the people in that room to lose weight because they're all a bunch of fatties.
Oh, so it was an indie promo.
Wasn't necessary.
It wasn't necessary. Absolutely not.
Point being, Tony Nese could have just walked out. He's a job guy. You didn't need him to do an angle.
Is that their way of trying to get heat? Because I'm sure it was like go out there and get heat so Miro can come out. They could have done better than that. If you wanted to get cheap, you could have just talked about the city of Chicago.
You mean saying something?
Tony
Nese all they eat because New York is better. He tried that. He said New York had better pizza, and it got no reaction. None. People were just like, that was lame. You're doing lame comedy right now.
Ridge. Is that Long Island? Brookhaven, Suffolk County?
Suffolk. He's from out here.
Suffolk. Okay. I'm looking like Ridge. I never heard of Ridge. Okay, but yeah, he is from New York. So I mean, I get it was cheap. It was cheap as all hell. It was a squash match. Nothing to really say there.
But there was no need for it. Point of it being, there was no need for him to do that. He could have.
Yeah, they could have. They could have went any other route with that promo. Any other route. So I don't know. It was a throwaway match. It was just a way to get Miro back on TV. That's how I look at it. Let's see here. Then we had Outcasts versus Willow and your girl. My girl thicker than a pillow, Willow, and your girl, Sky Blue. What did you think? What did you think of that match? Clunky, right?
I don't know what it was, but they never clicked for me. It never got going. That match never got going.
Sorry, before you keep going. Bleacher Report gave that Miro match a B-. This match got a B. Keep going. This match got a B.
Are they grading on a curve? What?
No, there's nothing under a B-.
Okay.
They're AEW fans. I bet if we went to a WWE show, there'd be some C's in there for the segments.
So this, because I was like, there's no way this is a B match. This was not a B match.
Yeah.
This just felt like these two were like this. They just didn't have chemistry with each other.
Who? These two teams?
Yeah, this.
Yeah, there was a lot of wonkiness. You know me, I'm a tag team guy. I didn't like Willow taking the heat. I understood why, because Sky Blue is a hometown girl, and the way Tony Khan books, Tony Khan likes to make the hometown person look good, so they get the biggest pops, so the biggest reactions. I get why you did that. The one note I took was the cloverleaf Tony Storm put on, I believe, Sky Blue. Ugly. There was no torque. It was just my hands are down on the ground and they're latched right on her leg. Instead of reeling back, having them up here, they were down on the mat, and she was just sitting on her.
It just
butt.
looked like a lazy attempt at one.
I was like, this ain't it, Chief. That's the one thing I noted. Sky Blue went over with her code blue. There was not this match. Okay, remember what I said? What I said earlier? Semi uninterrupted or something like that. It's partly uninterrupted. I watched it. This part was interrupted. I did not focus on that one when I watched. I was like, okay, this one is rough. I'm cool. I'm good on that. Anything for you besides that?
Acclaimed or the Acclaimed promo?
Acclaimed promo from your man, Daddy. I can say it, Daddy Ass. He's gonna get things back on track.
That was it. That was the line of the night for me. When I heard it, I went, "Oh!"
So you know what I hated about it? I'll tell you what I hated. Can you guess what I hated about the Acclaim promo? Because I love the Acclaim. I love the Acclaim now. Ever since they had their title run, what do you think I hated about it?
Could it be the forced lyricism of the opening track? His formula that Max stuck to his formula, hook, line, and sinker. No, that and the
pop culture reference,
something in the news reference, something on the dirt sheet reference.
Yeah,
he followed it to a T.
Yeah. It wasn't that. I'm used to that by now.
Okay, no,
you know what it was? Tony freaking Schiavone joining in on the scissor
end.
And he missed. If you watch closely, he didn't scissor a soul.
He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do.
He was like, I'm here. I'm like, you dirty dog. Get out of my ring. But no, that was also another promo that didn't really do anything. They just talked about the trios title for a second. I'm starting to know. I think I mentioned it earlier. Owens is for sure the talker. Granted, Max gets to rap, so he does all his talking there. But Bowens is the talker of the team. Max doesn't ever really just talk. He does his rap, and that's it.
Have you seen Max is doing a new gimmick?
On
the Indies?
Oh no.
He's doing Max Caster's running for mayor.
So the main event was
he wrestled his last match in jeans and a button-up shirt.
So the main event was a trios match. It was the main event of the night. I'm not addressing that. He is Platinum Max and nothing else. Okay. What's your name? Platinum Max. Don't tell me it's Toby. Okay, buddy. Trios match for the main event. We got Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Juice Robinson versus CM/FTR for the main event. Bleacher Report gave this grade an A. So this match and the Idolo match was the same grade. What say you about this, my friend? Oh, first let's talk about Jim Ross on commentary.
So
your boy Cubes.
The Mighty Cubes let me know that at the start of the show, he's like, "Hey man, what's up with JR?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Where is he?" And I said, "I don't know. There's only 2 people on commentary." And he kept pointing out, he's like, "Hey, I don't see JR. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?" The whole time. He's like, "Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong." And I'm like, nothing. And he says, "Hey, I see a little booth. JR's in the little bullpen area, but no, you know what? I think he's setting up. I think he's going to do commentary from the little bullpen area." I'm like, "Oh," I said, "maybe something with his health came up because he's not."
Maybe couldn't make it down the ramp.
Yeah.
Because they were by ringside.
And so it turns out that JR had got a picture of himself and he has a black eye. He apparently fell and hit his
Let me see if I can get that. Let me see if I can get that.
Yeah, it was not it was a tough picture.
It's the number 1 top search right now.
Is it?
Jim Ross falls. Ooh, it's bad. Yeah, oof. Rough black eye dude. Oh my god. Like, did he fall directly on his eye?
Oh, I don't know. I can't say. I don't know that. But all I know is he said he fell, and so
somebody on Twitter is speculating that it wasn't accidental. Jesus.
Anyway,
yes, Jim Ross gets a black eye. I'm not even gonna put this on the screen. It's rough. It's bad.
Yeah, it's
man.
very so.
It's like directly on the eye. Oof.
When you listened to the commentary, Jim Royce's, you could barely hear his voice.
Yeah, he was very raspy.
Very raspy.
Yeah, I shut it out. I shut it out after a while. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to hear.
But that was another one where they were just stepping on each other. And hey, Frank, what do you think of ice cream with unicorns?
Huh?
It was like that.
Now?
Like what?
Yeah.
What are these questions? Like JR at the beginning, JR made some comment like within the first minute or so. He made some comment that they just had like a.
What the hell are you talking about right now, Jim? What?
So
they probably did this during. They looked at each other because they're not near him.
They had a moment that they just went silent. It was like,
what did he say?
Moving on.
Grab the mic, grab the joint, grab the headset. Like,
weird.
what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, there was some weird commentary. Was super clunky. I hated the commentary. Have I said I hated the commentary?
We said it a bunch of times. I was not a fan. Okay, so one thing I noticed, Samoa Joe, in my opinion, was the star of this match. As much as CM Punk was there, Samoa Joe to me is underrated and underappreciated in AEW. He should be on Wednesday nights all the time as a featured performer for this company. And I think they're underutilizing him, and he's very underrated. And we didn't think that prominent of Joe during his TNA days. But now, even with the E-Dust sprinkled on him, he did well. Even here, he's been doing good. The way the building responded when him and Punk got into the ring, and they were like, "It's been 7,000 blah 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 days since these two. They had the feud of the year in 2000, whatever. Okay, whatever.
In 2004,
20 years ago, they're talking about something. Whatever. So, but the intensity from Joe's intensity is something you can't teach or replace. That's what I like about Joe. Joe chopped the life out of CM Punk multiple times, and then Punk returned one.
Brought it back in,
and Punk tried to return one, and it was like a paintbrush. And I'm like, he no-sold. I was like, hell yeah, Joe, no-sell the hell out of that. There's no business of you even selling that, my boy. Joe did so well in that match. Now, what do you think about Joe period, or Joe in that match?
Oh, Joe was a star of that match. Joe killed it, and Juice killed it.
Juice did.
Too bad they were saddled with that. They were saddled with that third guy. They got to drop that guy like a bad habit.
Who?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't care what anyone tells me.
Jay White, man, switchblade.
Jay White, go back to Japan.
What's your phrase?
You're useless.
Diminishing returns. I feel like he got a huge pop when
for what?
Well, when he showed up the first time. That's what I'm saying.
He got the pop that
everybody
Shad got.
Yeah.
He got the pop that Shad Moss got, okay? That's the pop he got. He got the
Bow
Shad
Wow
Moss pop. Yes. So,
but now he's doing this Bullet Club Gold thing with Juice, and I don't know. He doesn't stick out.
No, let's be honest. Juice is doing the thing with him because the star is technically supposed to be Jay White.
Man.
But it's supposed to be Jay White.
It's Juice, man.
But if you have eyes and ears,
the Juice Mom,
and a brain, it's not Jay White. Jay White is not the star of that team.
Yeah.
You're just led to believe in, and Meltzer and everyone tells you, oh, Jay White's a generational talent.
He's not, though.
No, he's not. Jay White's every other English talent that is Australian, whatever, that's slender, has a body, and can
long hair and beard.
Do high impact moves. He's a member of the embassy. He's a member of the UA, whatever. That's a guy that needs to get released.
He just got here.
Oh, he's released me. Release me energy.
Release Jay White's your favorite Jay White?
Release Jay White's my favorite Jay White. Jay White is somebody I don't need to see Jay White on my TV ever again. Jay White, no thank you. I don't understand what he brings to the table.
So the question is, what's his appeal? Yeah, what's his appeal?
What is appeal?
I get Juice. He's an awesome worker.
I get Samoa Joe.
Work rate, brother. Brother.
Pass.
Brother.
Pass.
Hard pass or just a soft pass?
Hard pass.
Rock hard pass. Hey, rock hard Juice
pass.
Robinson, baby. Who? I love it. I love it. I want to talk about just one part of this main event match because it was just a 6-man in my opinion. And once you get past 4 men wrestling in a ring, it starts to just become a clutter. My issue was the breakup of the pins at the end of the match. Okay, the first one, Joe had the coquina clutch on Punk. Bald's trying to get in, and I think Juice has him. No, White has him. Juice has hair on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Bald,
instead of breaking up for Punk, Hair ran past Punk, who's in jeopardy of losing the match and tapping out or passing out, to break up, to hit the ropes, to break up Bald, so Bald can make the save.
So no, the part that you missed is that
I was like,
he ran
that's
by
overthinking.
it. He
That's
ran by it. Nope, he ran by it, bounced off the rope, ran by it a second time to dive to tackle the guy through the ropes. Yeah, it was.
That's a different one.
That wasn't the same one where he went past it, hit the rope, hit it back. He tackled out Juice, and then Bald jumped on Joe.
I'll get it right back. Hold on. Because there's that one, and then there's one with the dive where Joe, it was awkward because you can tell Joe was waiting for something, and it was pissing me off because I was like, why is Joe there on the apron? This is a breakdown part of the match where guys should be down. What's Joe waiting for by the apron? And then Hair does a dive over the top, and I'm like, what? And then that gets broken up with the push. The push breakup now, where the partner gets pushed into his own partner. Hold on now. And that match was a lot longer than I expected it to be, too. This match was very long.
They gave it a good amount of time. They gave it 30 minutes.
They did give him a lot of time here. Hold on. I'm hoping I can find it. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I think I had it right. I feel like we can show a still, right?
A still, yes.
TK's not going to come for us.
It's like if you have longer than I think 3 seconds, it doesn't count.
Okay, so this is the situation we're talking about. Juice has Hair, for the audio listener. Coquina clutch in the middle. Jay White has Bald. Hair loses Juice. He's going to knock into Jay. Why pass the guy in the middle of the ring? I'm over here. Why pass the guy in the middle of the ring? Okay, I'm going to take it off the screen for a second so I can move ahead. And I'm going to mute it. Okay, it's muted. Perfect. Because once he gets past him, it's like, that doesn't make any sense. So now I'm going to just explain it. Punk is got a great sell. He hits a tornado DDT on the outside, Hair. So Hair's free. Bald's reaching, but Jay's got him. He runs. Oh, it makes even less sense. Hair comes, and while Hair is coming, Bald is able to break himself free. So Hair runs right past Punk. Bald is able to set himself free, and Hair dives into Jay White to knock him off that apron. And then I'll pop that on the screen now. Then Bald makes the save on
all the while so CM Punk is being held in a submission hold.
It buries the Coquina clutch.
Yeah.
It buries the Coquina clutch for that. That doesn't make sense. It's overthinking now.
Mm-hmm.
Different positioning.
This got too busy. This was too busy for its own good.
Put this situation that was here over here. I'm okay with it. And for the audio listeners, I just said switch sides of the apron. Where Bald and Hair was wrong. He shouldn't have ran across the ring, because what anybody with instincts, if they don't want to lose a fight, they're going to save the person who's in jeopardy of losing, not your other partner in a 6-man tag. That doesn't make sense.
To save the other partner and cross the person in jeopardy to save a person farther away from him.
It just didn't make any damn sense.
It was going around your elbow to get to your wrist.
Correct. It didn't make any sense. Hopefully I can get the other one. I don't know if I will. Oh, yeah. See, it's already – it happened. Must have happened right after it then. because I think he hit. Because Joe's just sitting there by the apron. It was very odd. And it was one part of the match. I said, man, this should have been the finish. The power and glory with the Punk elbow. I was like, that should have been the finish.
Yep. That
right there should have been the finish, but they didn't do it. So they hit Shatter. Oh my God, he landed on knees. He hit the Shatter Machine. This is the go to sleep. Is this where he does the dive? Nope, they just fend Joe off. Okay, it must have. I don't know. Maybe it happened earlier. All right, I can't find that other one, but that was the only confusing parts to me for a match that was decent in my opinion. I don't think it was better than the Idolo match, but that one to me was just confusing. I don't know, very confusing to me. What were your thoughts on that completely?
It was a great main event. It fell apart because I think they tried to get too fancy. They tried
too much.
It tried too hard to. This has to be a banger. So bangers always have super complicated falsies, etc.
Yes,
I think they could have done more for a straightforward 6-man versus having to do all the big spots. But I understand why you do it, and it's exciting at times. But in this one, it tried to get too busy. It tried to get too cute. Yeah. It just didn't have to be that cute. It didn't have to. Yeah, it didn't have to have a guy tackle the guy to release the guy. It was too much.
Too much. Okay. One last question for you.
It achieved what it's supposed to, I guess.
The people loved it, so Okay. One last question for you. Your overall thought on Collision as a show.
It was a wrestling heavy version of Dynamite.
Okay.
It was 2-hour Rampage. It was just tons of wrestling.
Okay. So in my opinion, it was AEW Dynamite with red ropes. It was Dynamite with red ropes.
Well, I would just disagree in the sense that it lacked the promos. It didn't have as much fall-to-all promos and fall-to-all guys coming to. There was no 10-minute promos except Punk. Punk was the only one who was allowed to cut.
Punk and Acclaim had the longest promos of the night.
Yeah.
There was some like Scorpio Sky had a little quick
vignettes. Yeah, they did vignettes.
Vignettes. Thank you. Yeah, but
packages on people.
No, you know what I notice, and it's crazy because it's pro wrestling. Nothing was set up for the future. It was a 2-hour indie show where they might come next month and run another show.
Pretty much.
There was nothing, because even again, I'll go back to mentioning NRG with Shay, because I just use that. When Shay books, Shay is telling stories to carry on to the next show, because he's trying to get to the next show in his stories. This night was just a bunch of matches, some promos, and we have nothing for next week through Collision. We have something for next week now through Dynamite. Why didn't you tell that story on Collision? You see what I'm saying here? It's your show. Collision is the show. Are you going to just give me wrestling on Collision, or are you going to give me elaborate stories that I can latch onto? Because if that's the case, I'll be done in 4 weeks, and I'm not watching Collision on Saturday nights. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the problem with AEW. They get professional wrestling to the point of, oh, let's have great wrestling matches, instead of let's tell compelling stories that have a conclusion inside the ring. I think that's the main issue, bro. I don't know.
Well, if you listen to Tony Khan, he is telling you compelling stories. You as a fan, you don't understand that you don't need complicated issues to build an angle. It just
you don't. Why can't
it just be two guys who are competing to see who's better? Like I walk in and go, "Hey, Frank, I think I'm a better wrestler than you."
You can do that.
Have a match and compete with each other.
You can do that. 100%. You can do that.
I understand.
But you need to tell us that's what's happening. Not this guy, me together in the middle. What do we get tonight? Orange Cassidy and Shibata against who is it?
Zack Sabre Jr. and
Daniel Garcia. Why?
Because last week they did a promo where Zack Sabre Jr. came out and confronted him, and Daniel Garcia joined him.
So that set up a 4-way?
Yes.
And now, I'm sorry, that set up a tag match, which is now set up for the 4-way Forbidden
Oh, I
Door.
didn't hear
which
the
is what we're going to
commentary.
talk
So
about.
I'm sure the commentary said something.
We're about to talk
it,
about
so.
that. I saw
Yeah.
that on the rundown because the Excalibur. Yeah, that was all done then. Okay, so we talked about Collision well enough. I think we talked about Collision for almost an hour. So we're at the 2-hour mark, but we only got 2 more things to go. This is why I'm like, we're gonna be good. I thought Money in the Bank was this weekend. Money in the Bank is July 1st. So
yes,
we're gonna talk about Forbidden Door first. I know you want more AEW in your life. So Forbidden Door, for those you don't know, will be this Sunday, June 25th at 8 p.m. It is at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I believe that is where the Raptors play, if I'm not mistaken. It is the home of who's there? The Maple Leafs, the Raptors, and the Toronto Marlies of the AHL. Sure. So yes, we have Forbidden Door there. Right now, as of right now, it is 10 matches. We still have Rampage and we still have Collision to get through. It might be 12 or 13 matches by the time we're done, but we'll just talk about the 10 matches that we have right now. So we have a pre-show match, Big Vernie. It is Athena versus Billy Starks for the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament. And as of right now, I feel like right now is this time to pop this deal up. And this deal that I'm talking about are the 2 brackets for the Owen Hart tournament for the men and the women. I guess we'll talk about the women first because we'll talk about the women and then we'll pull it back. This tournament bracket, it's an 8-person bracket. It's Athena, Billy Starks, which will be on Sunday night, like we just said. We'll have Nyla Rose versus Willow Nightingale, which will be Saturday night at Collision in Ontario the night before. We have Anna JAS versus Sky Blue, which is happening on Rampage, which means it happened tonight on the taping. It probably happened about an hour ago. And on Dynamite the following Wednesday in Hamilton, we'll have Dr. Britt Baker taking on Ruby Soho. What do you think about the bracket or anything like that? Do you have any takes, any thoughts about this? Anything? Gotta get gangster. Don't forget your fedora, your Mountie hat.
I think Sky Blue wins it.
Really? Sky Blue versus?
That's what I've been sitting here and I'm thinking Sky Blue versus.
You're telling
Athena.
me that baby face on that side?
Athena.
Oof. Okay. I don't believe that. Athena is a Ring of Honor wrestler.
Ring of Honor heel.
Okay. My take will be oof. Because I expect Britt Baker to go back to the finals.
Nope.
That's my expectation.
I hear you. But the lack of Adam Cole is the only reason I'm saying that.
Okay.
Because remember last year, the only reason they won it was because there was a power couple. They got to hold the belts and
now let me ask you a question. This is what Owen Hart's wife has a say in as well, right? She has a say in this?
I think so.
Okay. It'll be Anna JAS against Willow Nightingale. I think Willow goes over. Thicker than a pillow, Willow. She'll be the Owen Hart Cup tournament winner. I want to write these down just to see what happens.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get this. Let me go back up top. I never finished that other note. Episodic shows. Boom. Okay. Owen Hart tournament women. Vern says, you said who?
I think Sky Blue is going to be your winner.
That's a good pick. That's a good
Sky
pick.
Blue. I think Sky Blue, Athena in the finals. Sky Blue going over.
Sky Blue over Athena.
Yep, in the finals.
I will pick. I pick Thicker Than a Pillow Willow over Ruby
Anna
Soho.
J. Oh, okay.
I'm picking Ruby Soho. I don't think so. I think it'll be Ruby. It'll be Ruby Sky Blue. Willow, because you convinced me about the Britt Baker thing. Ruby Sky Blue. Willow Athena, because they worked at Ring of Honor. They had a match at Ring of Honor. Willow beats Athena. Sky Blue beats Ruby, probably with the help of Britt Baker to progress their story. or whatever, and then you have Willow and Ruby, and Willow goes over. It could be Ruby, who knows, to put more heat on the Outcast, right? Owen Hart Cup champion or whatever, and then what's her name is the champion, women's champion, Toni Storm. You never know. They might have to do it. You never know, but we'll see. Okay, so in no particular order, we have Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Already confirmed main event of the night: Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada in a singles match. In a singles match for the IWGP World. Oh, let me take this off the screen. In an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match, we have Sonata versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry with Hook in his corner. Singles match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, we have MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. We have a 6-man tag team match of the Jericho Appreciation Society, which is Jericho and Sammy Guevara and Minoru Suzuki taking on Sting, Darby Allin, and to be announced. Any ideas on who that might be? You want to
didn't we joke about would Sammy be a heel or a face 2 weeks ago? Didn't you and I make a joke about that?
And what is he now?
Why is he back with Jericho? Why is he back with Jericho? What was the point of the telling us he's having a kid? And what was the point of that?
AEW. Because guess what? When he shows up with the Jericho Appreciation Society and starts working against Sting, Darby Allin, whoever it is, they're gonna boo him. So
they're gonna start calling him. He's gonna turn.
Okay.
Is this his big baby face turn on Jericho at the pay-per-view?
No. Stop it. That makes too much sense. Okay. 10-man tag match. We have the Blackpool Combat Club, which will be Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli, to Konosuke Takeshita and Shota Umino versus the Elite, which is Hangman Page, Matt and Nick Jackson, Eddie Kingston, and Tomohiro Ishii. Last year, it was Kingston versus Ishii, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see tonight's promo? You let me pick my guy. I'm picking my guy to take it.
In the ring.
What?
It was weird how you look at the camera in the ring. Like, bro, why are you breaking the fourth wall? You weren't looking at us the entire time. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, next match is the CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima match we'll get it back on the screen, for the men's Owen Hart Cup tournament, the first round match of that one. So let's look at that one. Now we're up top, Vernie. We got CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima, which I just mentioned, which will be on Forbidden Door. We have Roderick Strong and Samoa Joe on Collision June 29th. Oh, all 3 other matches are on Collision June 29th. Juice Robinson versus Ricky Starks. And we have Dustin Rhodes versus Powerhouse Hobbs. So tell me who you think's going over in that one so I can write that down. Give me your finalists.
Okay, so Punk beats Kojima. Samoa Joe beats Punk. We get Punk Joe.
You mean Samoa Joe beats Strong?
Excuse me. Samoa Joe beats Roderick Strong. Yeah. So we get Punk, Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm. Which will probably be on Collision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's on Dynamite, sir?
Wait. So
come on.
I'm thinking
because I'm with you so far.
Yeah, and then Dustin Rhodes, so Hobbs and Starks in the next round.
Sure.
And then CM Punk Hobbs in the main.
I see that because they worked each other before.
Yeah,
remember when he first came?
And Hobbs was one of the guys that Punk was huge on.
Damn it, Vern.
But you know what?
Same exact thing as me.
Man, but Starks, God, I wish Starks would get the push here.
But so if he Starks does, he works Joe, right?
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He'll be de-pushed in a week or so, so it doesn't matter. He'll get beat up by 2 guys, and he'll be messing with a tag team and whatever.
So
I almost hope he gets forgotten about. I feel bad for him.
So Starks isn't on this Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Neither is Bullet Club Gold. Right as of right now. So I can see Starks beating Juice, okay, and then taking on Hobbs, defeating Hobbs and working Joe. I think I'm going to do that just to be different from you. Because right now you're saying Punk Hobbs, right?
I think so.
You're saying Punk Hobbs?
Punk Hobbs with
Hobbs over Punk or Punk over Hobbs? Your boy. That's your boy.
Man,
I'm
no,
getting on
it
the
has to be
street.
Punk. I don't see Punk taking a loss to anybody. So
Punk
no,
over
Punk
Hobbs?
doesn't. Punk has to win the thing.
Okay. I'm going to say Starks over Joe.
Or is he disqualified? Does Punk
Who?
pull a Hogan at Mania and take a loss via the DQ loss, but
What's
he doesn't
that?
get pinned?
Mania 4? Talk about the tournament?
Yes.
Is that 4?
With Andre. Yep.
I think it's 4.
Yep.
Hold on. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should have put WrestleMania 4. Yeah, Andre. They're like one of the first matches, right?
Yep. I think so. I believe him
Yeah,
and Kojima. I feel like maybe that might end in I wonder if that might end in a DQ. What do you think?
I'm sorry. There was 16 matches that night. Golly. Oh my God. Yeah, Hogan, Andre the Giant, double DQ. Ted DiBiase got the bye. Yeah,
Oh
I
man,
remember that.
those first WrestleManias are so long.
I gotta go back and watch those. So yeah, like I said, I'm doing Starks over Joe, just to be different from you.
Okay.
One of us, I think, are going to be right. But you never know. Maybe Hobbs comes out of this tournament the winner. But who does Hobbs beat on that other side? Roderick Strong? I don't see that happening. Not Kojima. Kojima's there for the Forbidden Door rub. So, yeah. And Punk's not losing. Come on now. Okay, let's keep it pushing. But that's it. To me, it starts Joe. For you, it's Punk over Hobbs, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so we got 2 more matches. We got Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. We were just talking about this. Shibata and Daniel Garcia for the International Championship. Then we got Toni Storm and thicker than a pillow, Willow Nightingale for the AEW Women's World Championship, and that's Willow Nightingale, the New Japan Strong Champion. The match you want to see the most on this card, Vern?
MJF Tanahashi.
Why?
I think, you know what? MJF has such a range about him. I want to see what he does in a ring with a guy like Tanahashi. Because
Okay.
MJF surprises you sometimes that he can work so many different styles of wrestling. And I feel like,
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, this is going to be a great test for MJF. See what kind of range he has.
Okay.
I mean, because the Danielson Okada thing, sure, that's the obvious dream match on paper. So
That is the only dream match on this card.
Correct.
If you want to say dream match, it's that one. Give me a match you think is going to steal the show. If you had to pick one right now. Granted, we don't know if this is the whole card. Again, it's AEW. They might get to 13, 14 matches before Sunday. They still got 2 shows left.
That is a good.
Happens.
What match has the potential to steal this show?
If you had to look at all of them.
Yeah, I'm doing that. You know what? I'm going to go with Sonata Jungle Boy because I expect zero out of them too. I expect nothing out of Jungle Boy, but I feel like if anyone can beat something out of Jungle Boy, it's Sonata.
It's Sonata. Okay.
I feel like Sonata can beat a match out of Jungle Boy. Or we're going to watch Jungle Boy get abused by a grown man on television again.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's probably one of the ones I want to see the least, but I'm just not a fan of Jungle Boy. He's not believable to me. That's how I look at him. Not believable. Match I want to see the most, obviously, like you said, Danielson Okada. But if I had to pick a different one, you picked a good one in MJF and Tanahashi. Omega and Ospreay, I'll say. Granted, they worked before, but let's see how the American crowd reacts to them.
That style of match, I'm just not I think I really am over that style of the high impact video gamey. Big
finger
move.
Bang, take the knee, V-trigger,
big move, right? I hit you, we sell on top of each other's bodies, and then slowly,
I run away,
I roll you over slowly, and I slump on top of you. 1, 2, kick out.
I still like Will Ospreay, so I want to see how he performs well. Match I think will steal the show. I'm going to say the 10-man tag. To me, it'll be a match that might steal the show. I feel like it's going to be match number 2 on the card. Bucks are going to go in early. I think it's going to steal the show. I think they're going to do something wild. If not that one, the 6-man tag, Sting's going to jump off of like the balcony to try and to land on dudes. One of those two. Anything else you want to add before we move on to the main event?
No, sir.
All right. So we are here. We got time. We can probably wrap this up soon because There's only 5 matches announced so far. So because the next time we're on, Money in the Bank will be done. That's why I want to talk about it now. So Money in the Bank will be July 1st. I love the poster that I see here.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of ladders, and it has Seth Rollins in the middle with the World Heavyweight Championship. It'll be July 21st. What's wrong with me? July 1st in London, England at the O2 Arena. And we'll have a Money in the Bank. And as of right now, we have 5 matches. We have the 2 Money in the Bank matches and 3 other matches that are have major storylines behind them. Imagine that. Matches that have major storylines behind them. We just read a 10-match card, and the biggest storyline in that card is probably that 10-man tag, right? Everything
actual
else is put
story,
together matches.
yes.
Yeah. Every other match is just 10 people. Well, actually, no, because they just put that together, even though those guys have been having conflict with each other for a while. So yes.
And of course, and any real fan would tell you, Brian Okada, that's the real match. They don't even have to touch hands. You should just know casual. Casual.
They don't need to have a story. They just need to be able to wrestle each other to see who's better.
Their careers is the storyline. I think has been one of the common things. The common defenses for the match has been their careers are the storyline.
Every time we start talking about AEW, I start yawning. I swear. Okay. Money in the Bank ladder match number 1 for the men's championship. Okay, for any men's championship, which, as we know now, could be the U.S. title, it could be the Intercontinental title, it could be the World Heavyweight title, it could be the Undisputed Championship. Which I just want to point out, Vern. I know we talked about it earlier on text.
What's up?
They low key split the belts without splitting the belts.
Say more.
Think about it. Take a think. Take a quick think. Roman, 1,000 days. Man, what do we do now? Gotta create another championship. World Heavyweight Championship. Here you go. Seth, congratulations. World Heavyweight Champion's crowned. Roman, you've been doing such a great job. Fantastic work.
Yeah.
Here's your singular belt. And the titles are split. Think about it. The titles split. Yeah. Roman still comes out with all 3 belts on all that, of course.
Which is weird.
In the grand scheme of things and what's going to happen towards the future, once Roman loses that title, there's only going to be 1 belt on that champion, right? Not all 3, right? They split the belts. They did it in a way that we didn't see it coming. They did it slowly. They didn't go, okay, you got to defend the titles twice. Like we thought they were going to do something like that. They have to defend the titles twice in one night. No, they just said, here's your new championship. Roman, here's your new belt. Now we have 2 champions again.
Same thing they did with Rhea and Asuka. They just gave them new belts that I haven't to switch the belts.
Them, we called one undisputed now, right? The other one's the world champion, right? Is that how they do it for the women? I'm not sure if that's what they call Asuka's belt.
No say.
Let me see.
I thought it was world and one is WWE.
Hold on. Give me a second. Yes, the world is Rhea's. Hold on.
And the WWE is Asuka's.
Yes, you're correct. It looks exactly like the oh my gosh, the Undisputed. I'm sorry. So yeah, Charlotte was the first one that won it at WrestleMania 32, and now here we are as Asuka as the champion. Let me see if I can get the belt. Hold on. Yep, WWE Women's Champion. She's the WWE Women's Champion, and then we have the Women's World Champion. Sure, okay. So Asuka's not allowed to defend her championship overseas, I guess. Until they combine them again and they tell the story that way. You gotta love it. But yeah, so here we go. Money in the Bank ladder match for the men's championship. We have Ricochet, Shinsuke, L.A. Knight, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest, and Logan Paul. For the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women's championship, any women's championship of their choosing, Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Bayley, Io Sky, Trish Stratus. We have Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. For the World Heavyweight Championship, we have Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor. And the Bloodline Civil War Tag Team match, we have Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa versus the Usos. Good sir, I know we're on the twilight of the show. Those eyes are getting low. They're getting heavy. But let's finish up strong, sir.
Sir.
Match you are looking forward to the most. I think I know the answer.
Cody versus Dominic.
Really?
Oh my gosh. After Dom slapped Cody the other day,
yes.
That first time Dom slapped him, and then the second time that Dom hit Cody and ran up the ring as fast as he humanly could.
Jetted.
He
got
never
behind mommy. Got right behind mommy.
Stopped. He didn't pause. He just said whap and ran off.
Done deal.
Yep. I was like, oh, you dirty little heel.
Okay.
And because this match has a definitive, clear-cut, hated heel, hated baby, and loved babyface. Beloved babyface, hated heel.
Here's my answer. Here's my question to you.
Sure.
Who goes over in that match?
Oh, Cody. Dom could take as many losses as he wants. Dom doesn't lose any heat.
Stop. Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
What's the next pay-per-view?
Fastlane?
SummerSlam. Who's Cody going to work at SummerSlam?
Right now, I have no idea.
Brock Lesnar.
It's is Brock? You think that's gonna be the
Brock will show up in London. Brock will, if he doesn't show up in London, then he shows up on Raw.
Well, I'm just saying because remember Cody did the whole Brock, you're in hibernation. So I was like, oh, does that mean Brock's off for the summer?
Come on, no, he's gonna work SummerSlam. He's gonna get that SummerSlam payday in Detroit. He's from Minnesota. In Detroit, it's not that far away from each other. You know he's working SummerSlam. It'll be Brock, Cody, SummerSlam. Brock is the reason why Dom goes over on Cody in about a week.
Okay,
that's what I'm going with.
Okay,
give me your Money in the Bank winners really quick. Let me get that.
Oh,
I'm gonna write those down.
LA Knight.
Ooh, I love you for that one.
And
hold on. I'm doing that wrong. Give me a second. Money in the Bank, Vernon, LA Knight,
Io Sky.
Do you think she wins it because
I think this is her babyface push. This is the start of babyface Io Sky. After that Puerto Rico show, it really gave Io the boost her career's been looking for.
Yeah, when she worked Bianca, yeah. I can see it, dude.
Because I feel like since then, she's had really a change in her character. Like, I feel like she's getting just a little more love from the fans here stateside.
No, you're right. I can see Io. I can see Io at the expense of Bayley. I can see it. Because Becky Lynch, Zoe, and Trish have their own thing. Zelina is just a mother movable piece. It's got to be Io. So I'm going to go. I'm agreeing with you on that one. I'm going to say Io Sky same. I usually don't want to agree with you, but just to be, just for parity. And but I have to there. For the men, it pains me to say it. Damian Priest. I'm gonna go with Damian Priest.
Yeah,
I wanted to be LA Knight.
I hear you. LA Knight.
I wanted to be LA Knight.
So if I'm being honest, LA Knight's my fan pick. If I'm looking at it business wise, it's probably Damian Priest. Yeah,
I think Damian Priest. This is a Damian Priest. Thank you for everything you did with Bad Bunny. Here's the briefcase.
Yep.
I think that's what it is. We gave him the opportunity with Bad Bunny. Let's give him another opportunity with this Money in the Bank and see how he does. If he does just as good as he did taking care of our celebrity in his home country. So I think it's Damian Priest. As much as I wanted to be LA Knight.
Yeah.
Because I think but I just don't think it's LA Knight's time right now.
I hear you.
That's the thing. Everybody else is filler. Ricochet, Logan Paul is going to be a viral moment. Shinsuke's filler. Santos is filler. Butch is filler. It's Damian Priest. In my opinion, that's what it's got to be. Match you think will steal the show?
Oh, steal the show? Oh, I still think Dominic Cody's going to steal the show.
Dominic Cody? Okay.
Yeah, the main event's
got to be Bloodline, right?
The Bloodline Civil War.
It's not going to steal the show.
I don't care about the match. I just want to see the finish and the promos. That's it. I don't care about the match itself. Just give me the
I
finish.
think you're gonna have to care
I know.
about the match, because
I
think there's gonna be
obviously,
some
I'm
big
joking.
storytelling
I'm
going
joking
back.
here, but yes,
Yeah,
like,
you just want to know how's it gonna end.
I'm
right?
like, this is the days of our lives. Like, yo, all right, let's get the episode on TV
Ooh,
now, guys.
yeah,
I
let's
need,
hurry it up. What's
let-
gonna happen
I
tomorrow?
need to see my stories. Daddy
Yeah.
needs to see his stories, and after catching up on all the stuff leading up to this, yo, you out the bloodline, and so am I.
Super kick, bang! Oh yeah, man.
And when Roman was like, "You kicked me, you kicked me,"
his cell,
Ooh.
his jawline cell.
Yo,
He always does that now. The jawline cell.
yes, I'm
Okay.
in. That's gonna and I think Seth Franklin Rollins and Finn Balor, they've been trying their hardest to juice this matchup. I just don't think the people care enough. I just think the time's passed.
Seth is too over, sir.
I think the time passed for Finn too.
If the
I love
promo,
Finn,
if the
but
promo not this past Monday, but the promo before that isn't a sign of how over Seth is,
where the crowd wouldn't let Finn speak, or where they just straight up
he
hijacked
goaded
his
him.
promo.
It was his fault. It was his fault. It was his. I can see
I don't
now
think
why they say.
I'm positive Seth did not think he was going to get that kind of reaction.
No
one could have accounted. They were going to be like, "Yo, keep going, louder."
Right. Because so now I can see why Vince was like, "Hey guys, I don't want you pandering to the fans all the time when you're cutting promos." I thought it was like, "Oh, he thinks it's indie BS, blah blah blah." But then something like this happens, where he does talk to the crowd and tells them to keep it down, and they just go, "Okay, well, screw you," and they killed his promo. He didn't get a chance to say what he needed to say.
Destroyed it. And Seth tried to save it, but it was like, this seems so silly.
But all it could have took from Seth was like, well, no, Seth did try to save it, because there was a part where Finn was rambling and Seth just goes, "What are you even talking about?" And I was like, yeah, what is he talking about? Besides the fact that I could barely hear him, he's not even making any sense right now. It definitely rattled him. You could tell it rattled him, and it screwed him up. Because I bet in his head, he's like, I need to hit these marks. We only have this much time. The promo can't run long, and these people won't shut up so I can get the point across. I know it rattled him, because that probably would have rattled me too. It would have rattled anybody.
Yeah.
Seth is that
every
over.
time he opened up his mouth. And when he was trying to get into it, he was trying to, like, you could see he was trying to fire himself up. You took it away from me, man.
Yeah.
And he's saying all that, and it's just, I would have just been like, come on, people. What the heck? You hear me? Could you give me a minute? You see what I'm doing? Could you hold off and just let me get this out?
Yeah, you can tell they also didn't want physicality there either, because Seth talked this ish and left. And then from there, the physicality started the next week.
You almost felt like, just drop the mic and start throwing fists. It's pointless to try to talk.
I would have been
pointless to try to talk right now.
That could have been the audible.
Out.
That could have been the audible. That could have been the audible.
That was a moment where the promo hurt it, because it made it seem, because Seth talked the whole promo out himself, and it was just like, why did you talk this? Why did you
repeat what Finn was saying? Pretty much, he had
book
to
the match yourself.
Seth had to help him. That was Seth's way of helping him, because of how over Seth is. That's the crazy part. The man is over, man. It's hard. It's hard to defeat that kind of overness, right? The way Dom gets that exquisite, unextinguishable heat. You know what I mean? You can't turn off Dom's heat right now. Dom goes like this. Boo. Anytime he puts a microphone near his face, they go wild. Seth's music hits. Even before that, they know Seth's in a match and the heel comes out first. They're already singing his song before the music hits.
Yeah, but this is the first time that I saw the crowd get that rowdy that they wouldn't let the heel cut a promo.
Yes.
What do you think it's going to encourage more crowds to, like, oh, we're just going to drown out every promo with his song?
All it takes is for one city to do it.
I know. Oh,
remember,
that would be.
Remember, yes, in WrestleMania.
That would be so annoying.
The yeses started at WrestleMania.
Oh, that would be so annoying if every crowd started doing that. Because that
We'll
would
see.
is that going to be this generation's what? What? Just
It could be. It could be.
oh my
The
god!
what is starting to die slowly. It's starting to die
Oh,
slowly.
no.
So I don't know. Anything you want to touch on this show? Again, we don't have every match. I bet there's going to be at least 1 or 2 more matches.
Yeah. No,
But
honestly, I'm excited for this show. I can't wait to see where the Bloodline Civil War goes.
yeah, I feel like we'll get a tag team match for the belts. I feel like we're gonna get that. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus somebody, whether it be Imperium, whether it be another team somewhere else down. I don't know.
Yeah,
feel
I
like
was going to
that's
say
one
I'm
thing they're gonna
actually
set up.
shocked that they haven't announced anything. They haven't announced a Gunther match, considering they're going overseas, or a Drew
Yeah,
McIntyre match,
yeah.
or
Yeah, well,
right?
Drew's been off for a while, right? He's got time off.
Yeah,
now,
that's
or
why I'm shocked
contract
Drew hasn't been announced for any sort of surprise entrance.
Because
Okay.
Drew would be good because it's in the UK. You never know. You never know. Maybe there's a Gunther match. Gunther goes over. Here comes Drew. You know, could be possible. You know, I noticed in these pay-per-views, Triple H, the way Triple H is booking them, he puts a lot of surprises into the pay-per-view. Instead of
Correct.
just leaving it for TV, he puts it into the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Makes it very meaningful that way by making it big for the pay-per-view. So you never know. That's why
He
I
makes
said
it
Brock.
big for that paying crowd, that big paying crowd. He makes it big for him. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Anything else you want to touch on? Like I said, just
Nah, my guy.
can't wait. All right,
I think
I
that's
think it's
it.
time. I think it's
Yeah,
time to
man.
wave that pencil, brother. Good
Word,
time.
let's-
2:30. We're good. Wave that pencil. All right, the music is playing. He's playing the guitar now. Hell yeah, I like it. Music.
That's what I think of when I think of you, and you say time to wrap it up, and those things are automatically. Yup, that's what I think of.
Song never changed, baby. Kind of like Hogan. Wow. I tell you, whenever we listen to the Labs fan and I hear, I'm just like, oh God, here he comes. All right, let's wrap this thing on up. This has been another episode of not the Sandbox Podcast Network, of the Pay Window Podcast, episode 35.
Episode 35.
Colliding in the Bank's Forbidden Doors. It's my play on words. On the Sandbox Podcast Network. For my man, Vernon. Ow, I hit my own hand. Somoza. Too far. This way. Come on. Touch it. Touch it. Ow. I am Frank Champion. I am me. He is him. He are they. Say peace, Vern.
Peace, Vern.
And we're out of here.